we have obtained an opinion. The opinion says the authoritative text can be in English language. Title will not be part of the authoritative text. Therefore, title can be in Sanskrit or Hindi. Madam, I have verified thereafter. I have done a lot of research. Now, authoritative text has been understood both under the Constitution and subsequent laws made by this Parliament to mean not what is the title. Authoritative text means whatever is contained in the bill. An English bill will have everything in English. Constitution provides this can be translated in Hindi.
It specifically provides that it shall be translated in Hindi. Article 394 capital A. Every act, हर जो कानून, हर जो बिल पार्लियामेंट में पालित होता है, मतलब लाया जाता है, please excuse my Hindi. I'll try to speak. So I'm trying to convince the maximum number of people that I'm not anti-Hindi. I can speak Hindi and I'll try to speak Hindi. हर जो कानून पार्लियामेंट में it is brought before the parliament, it needs to be translated in an authoritative text in Hindi. Agar, if the criminal law bills retained IBC, or in this case, if the law retained the word Aircraft Act, 394A में जो translation होगा, वो translation में भारतीय वायुयान अधिनियम नाम आ सकता है सर 394A में. मगर जब तक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ये आर्टिकल है, आप इंग्लिश बिल में हिंदी या संस्कृत वर्ड्स यूज करेंगे, वी आर नाउ गोइंग टू हैव द पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ a constitutional court, a high court or the Supreme Court striking down this part, saying that this part is unconstitutional because Article 348 1B requires authoritative text to be in English. Yes, Parliament can have an authoritative text in Hindi also. Entirety of that authoritative text in Hindi, madam, can be in Hindi. From the title, every single word, every single syllable can be in Hindi. But once you are bringing a bill in English, the authoritative text, and madam, if I may just show this very act, this bill, in the preliminary section, it says, this bill shall be called Bharatiya Vayuyan Videyak. So it uses Hindi words. Now this is a mistake we have made in the criminal law. So the issue that I have is, now apart from these two articles that I have brought, originally it was contemplated in the Constitution that this will be an arrangement that will be made only for 15 years. 15 साल में हिंदी को ये स्थिति में लाया जाएगा कि भारतीय देश में सब लोग हिंदी शायद बोलना शुरू करेंगे. मैडम, इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है, अगर आप बोलेंगे मुझे बैठना है तो बैठ लेता हूं, मगर मैं आपसे विनती करता हूं. I have waited for 2 days. I am making a very important contribution, but I am in your hands. If you want me to stop, I can stop. But I think, madam, this is something where the House I may be able to assist the House. And I am not trying to speak for myself. I am trying to speak for 56% of Indian population which does not have Hindi as a mother tongue. Again, as I say, not to oppose. Please give me 4 or 5 minutes. I will not waste 1 minute, madam. So, madam,
please conclude.
now 15 years was the original time stipulated. The Parliament realized that 15 years we have not been able to elevate Hindi to that level. Now that is our fault. If we have not been able to elevate Hindi where everybody can understand, the Parliament then said, we recognize this fact. In 1963, madam, we brought the Official Languages Act in 1963. Very importantly, 2 years prior to the 15 years coming to an end, because we understood that we are not in that position. This act, madam, comes into force on 26th of January 1965, exactly 15 years after the Constitution. Isme ye continue, it was written that until law were to be made otherwise, the provisions with regard to the bills in English being in English will continue. This provides apart from Hindi, जो 390
धन्यवाद डिप्टी चेयरमैन महोदय, चेयरपर्सन, मुझे भारतीय वायुयान विधेयक 2024 पर बोलने के लिए आपने अवसर दिया, इसलिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ। हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने अमृत महोत्सव की शुरुआत करते समय कहा था, देशवासियों को आश्वासन दिया था कि जितने गुलामी के निशान हैं उन गुलामी के निशानों को मिटा देंगे। और इसी क्रम में सबसे पहले 164 वर्ष पुराना कानून जो था आईपीसी, 1872 का था एविडेंस एक्ट, और 1898 1898 का जो सीआरपीसी था उसको बदल करके भारतीय न्याय संहिता, भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता, भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम ये बनाया गया, जो 1 जुलाई को इसको लागू हो गया है। और अभी 3 दिसंबर 2024 को हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी और गृह मंत्री जी चंडीगढ़ गए थे, जहां इसका इन्होंने लाइव प्रदर्शन देखा। इसी तरह से उपसभापति महोदय, ये जो हमारा एयरक्राफ्ट एक्ट है ये 1934 का है, 90 वर्ष पहले का कानून है। सभापति महोदय, ये 90 वर्ष पुराने अंग्रेजों के कानून थे, उसमें अब तक 21 संशोधन हो चुके हैं। महोदय, उसी प्रकार के हमने एक सफ़ेद पैजामा बनाया, पहनेंगे, लकालक रहेगा, लेकिन उसमें इतने पैचेस लग गए, नीले पीले हरे, कि पता चला कि वो पहनने लायक ही नहीं रहा। वो तो जैसे सर्कस का जोकर होता है उस टाइप का उसका हो गया। तो इसी तरह से ये 1934 का एक्ट जो था, जहाँ 21 पैचेस लग गए, तो उसको बदलना बहुत ज़रूरी था। ये भारतीय वायुयान विधेयक का उद्देश्य है, उसके स्थान पर 1934 के स्थान पर इसको हम ला रहे हैं, जिसका मकसद नागरिक उड्डयन क्षेत्र में कानूनी विनिमय को सरल और प्रभावी बनाना है। अपने कार्यकाल में मोदी जी ने 2000 से अधिक गुलामी के कानूनों को समाप्त किया है, और उसी कड़ी में यह विमान विधेयक जो 2024 आ रहा है, अब उस पुराने कानून को ये इतिहास के पन्नों में चला जाएगा। बाय स्ट्रीमलाइनिंग द रेगुलेटरी लैंडस्केप, दिस बिल सीक्स टू इंश्योर इफेक्टिव एंड एफिशिएंट regulation while promoting safety, security, and that is better suited to meet the current and future growth of aviation industry. उपसभापति महोदय, अभी मोदी जी ने कहा था कि हम चाहते हैं कि हमारा हवाई चप्पल पहन करने वाला जो हमारा देशवासी है वो भी हवाई यात्रा करे। देश का जो मध्यवर्गीय है उसकी काफ़ी महत्वाकांक्षा होती है, और हवाई यात्रा से जुड़ी हुई तमाम चिंताएं उसकी थी, सुरक्षित है कि नहीं है, क्या नियम कानून है। तो ये जो आ रहा है वो उस बाधा बनती थी, तो इस बाधा को दूर करेगा। उपसभापति महोदय, हम आइसोलेशन में नहीं रह सकते। हम आज एविएशन इंडस्ट्री में तमाम अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलनों में, रेजोल्यूशंस में, ICAO के सिफारिशों के अनुसार, और हम शिकागो कन्वेंशन के भी सदस्य हैं, उसके अनुसार हमें उन जो मान्यताएं हैं, जो स्टैंडर्ड हैं, उनको हमें लागू करना है। तो इसके यह हमारा विधेयक हवाई सेवाओं की सुरक्षा, संचालन, कुशल कामकाज सुनिश्चित करने के लिए नियम बनाने और विनियमित करने के लिए शक्तियाँ हमें प्रदान करता है। सभापति महोदय, सबसे बड़ा है जो मोदी जी ने शुरू किया है कि हमारी आत्मनिर्भरता, हर क्षेत्र में हम आत्मनिर्भर हो रहे हैं, तो वाजिब है कि हम विमानन क्षेत्र में भी जो है आत्मनिर्भर हों। उसके लिए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, पहले 7 दशक में कांग्रेस के समय में केवल 74 एयरपोर्ट बने थे, और आज 149 एयरपोर्ट है। आज जो हमारी हवाई सेवाएं हैं, अभी मंत्री जी यहाँ वक्तव्य दे रहे थे 1-2 दिन पहले, और उन्होंने कहा कि आज हमारे पास फ्लीट जो है, इंडिगो, एयर इंडिया और जो प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स हैं उन्होंने किया, हमारा फ्लीट 1500 एयरक्राफ्ट का होने जा रहा है। तो उसके लिए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, और वे हमारा बिल जो है उस इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को मजबूत करेगा। महोदय, देश में विमानों के विनिर्माण मरम्मत क्षेत्र में आत्मनिर्भर होना हम चाहते हैं, और इसीलिए मोदी जी ने 20,000 करोड़ रुपए का पैकेज दिया, जिससे स्वदेशी विनिर्माण क्षेत्र में विश्वास पैदा किया है उसने। विमान के कलपुर्जे के आयात पर केवल जीएसटी 5% कर दी गई है, जो 1 जून 2024 को लागू हो चुका है। महोदय, हम हर क्षेत्र में, डिफेंस के क्षेत्र में मजबूत हो रहे हैं, और इसी क्षेत्र में जो मोदी जी के कार्यकाल में शुरू हुआ, हम फाइटर प्लेन और उसके साथ साथ जो और विमान हैं उसके निर्माण के क्षेत्र में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। अभी बड़ौदा में C-295 प्लेन के निर्माण का उद्घाटन मोदी जी ने 28 अक्टूबर 2024 को ही किया। यह कंपनी स्पेन की कासा कंपनी बनाती थी और अब इसको एयरबस बना रहा है। मोदी जी ने स्पेन के प्रधानमंत्री पेड्रो सांचेज के साथ अक्टूबर 2022 में बड़ौदा में फाइन असेंबली लाइन की आधारशिला रखी और अब 28 अक्टूबर को इसका उद्घाटन हो गया है। डिप्टी चेयरपर्सन महोदया, अब एयरबस और टाटा एडवांस सिस्टम लिमिटेड मिलकर C-295 हवाई जहाज़ बना रहे हैं। फिलहाल 56 प्लेन टोटल बनने हैं, 16 स्पेन में, और मेक इन इंडिया के नीति के तहत बाकी प्लेन भारत में बनेंगे। और ये ऐसा प्लेन है जो छोटे रनवे पर भी उतर सकता है। तो ये मेक इन इंडिया और मोदी जी की नीति आत्मनिर्भर बनाने की, उसके तहत ये हो रहा है। सवाल महोदय, पहले हम AN-12, AN-35, AN-32, IL-76 इसी पर निर्भर थे, लेकिन आज C-295 जो हम खुद बना रहे हैं, एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, करेंगे उसको, आज हम आत्मनिर्भर हुए हैं। और ये जो नया अधिनियम है, इस सबको सशक्त बनाता है। उपसभापति महोदया, हम तेजस बना रहे हैं, तेजस MK-1, आज इसकी धूम पूरे दुनिया में है, और अब उसका हम एडवांस वर्जन बना रहे हैं, तेजस MK-1A। और ये जो हमारा तेजस MK-1 है, ये चाइना के JF-17 पाकिस्तान भी बनाता है, उससे कहीं आगे है। हमारे इसकी स्पीड 2200 किलोमीटर पर आवर है, जबकि JF-17 की स्पीड जो है केवल मात्र 1960 स्पीड। जल्दी हम लोग 5.5 जनरेशन के विमान बना रहे हैं, बनाएंगे, जिसका है AMCA। महोदय, हम विमान के क्षेत्र में इंपोर्ट करते थे, और ये हालत थी कांग्रेस के कार्यकाल में कि जब उसके बाद खरीदने की बात आती थी तो कांग्रेस सरकार कहती थी हमारे पास पैसा नहीं है। देश की आवश्यकता थी, और जब राफेल का निर्णय हुआ तो कांग्रेस ने ऐसा बखेड़ा खड़ा किया, राफेल राफेल राफेल, और उस राफेल का जो वो था नैरेटिव फर्जी बना, वो ऐसा फेल हुआ कि कांग्रेस भी फेल हो गई। तो आज जो है ये जो संस्था है वो CCRP, ये लेफ्टिस्ट संस्था जो दुनिया में भारत के खिलाफ जो डीप स्टेट हैं उससे जुड़ी हुई है, तो आज ही इसमें हमारे सदस्य ने इसको मामला उठाया, और ये जो हैं ये नहीं चाहते थे कि भारत आत्मनिर्भर हो, और जब आत्मनिर्भर होगा, मजबूत होगा, तो कोई आदमी की हिम्मत नहीं होगी हमारे ऊपर नज़र उठा ले। और आज हम राफेल भी लाए हैं, उसका एडवांस नेवल वर्जन ला रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर जो है वो इतना आगे बढ़ रहा है कि हम ना केवल डिफेंस के अन्य क्षेत्रों में, बल्कि प्रोडक्शन जो हमारा एयर फाइटर प्लेन्स हैं उसमें आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, और हमारे इन प्लेन्स की, फाइटर प्लेन्स की दुनिया में मांग है, लाइन लगाकर खड़े हैं कि भारत इसको हमको दे दे। महोदया, ये जो बिल है, ये कई चीज इसने स्कोप बढ़ाया है, और उस स्कोप में एक होता है रेजोल्यूशन एंड डिस्प्यूट, पेनल्टीज एंड डिस्प्यूट रेजोल्यूशन। ये हमें अधिकार देता है कि एयरपोर्ट के पास कहीं अगर बिल्डिंग बना, अभी हमें प्रॉब्लम होती थी कोई आदमी उल्टी बिल्डिंग ना बना ले, आज इसमें ये जो हमारा है ये सिस्टम कि इस अधिकार के तहत हमें भी सुनिश्चित करेंगे कि साहब वो कोई खतरा ना हो एयरपोर्ट को, उसके किनारे हम इसको बना सकें। इसके अलावा भारत सरकार को पावर देता है डिटेन करने का पावर। भारत सरकार अगर समझती है प्लेन पैसेंजर्स के लिए खतरा है, तो इस अधिकार के तहत पहले हमारे पास नहीं था कि हम उस प्लेन को डिटेन कर सकते हैं कि साहब अब आगे आप इसके फ्लाइट नहीं चलाएंगे, तो अधिकार हमें नहीं था, तो ये हमें अधिकार दिया गया है। तो तो सभापति महोदय, ये जो बिल है कॉम्प्रहेंसिव है, मजबूत है, भारत को 2047 के पूर्ण विकसित भारत की तरफ ले जा रहा है। और इसके लिए मैं माननीय मंत्री जी को और देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी को साधुवाद देता हूं, बधाई देता हूं और इन्हीं के साथ मैं अपनी बात समाप्त करता हूं। वंदे मातरम।
Honorable members, Srimati Sulada Deo, you have 6 minutes.
जय श्री जगन्नाथ। थैंक यू वाइस चेयरमैन मैडम, मुझे भारतीय वायुयान विधायक जो 2024 बोलने के लिए मौका देने के लिए। नाम चाहे कुछ भी हो, नाम बदलने से काम थोड़ी बदल जाता है।
बिल्कुल सही बोला, सही।
काम तो नहीं बदलता, क्योंकि आज देश की एक बहुत बड़ी आबादी जो एयरक्राफ्ट यूज़ करती है, उसको आप वायुयान बोलिए या पुष्प विमान बोलिए या उड़ा जहाज बोलिए, जो कुछ भी बोलिए, फाइनली हम लोग उसको जहाज एयरक्राफ्ट भी बोलेंगे और कुछ नहीं। फिर भी देखिए, जो इतने बड़ी आबादी है जो यूज़ कर रही है आज एयरक्राफ्ट को जाने आने के लिए, मगर सबसे बड़ा आबादी जो है, जो लोग आम आदमी हैं, जो जिनको हर किसी की इच्छा होता है कि मैं भी कभी फ्लाई करूं, मैं भी कभी फ्लाइट में बैठूं, मैं भी कभी एयरक्राफ्ट में जाऊं। होना भी चाहिए मैडम, क्योंकि हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री ने एक शब्द बोला था, एक वर्ड बोला था कि हवाई चप्पल पहनने वालों को भी हम हवाई जहाज़ में बैठाएंगे। मगर हवाई जहाज, आप अभी क्या आंकड़ा है कितने हवाई चप्पल पहनने वाले हवाई जहाज में चढ़े? क्योंकि सुनिए, आप कितना भी चिल्लाइए, जो सच है, अभी ब्रिजलाल ने बोला कि हवाई चप्पल वाले हवाई जहाज में बैठेंगे प्रधानमंत्री बोले थे। उड़ान उड़े देश का आम नागरिक, कहाँ गया ये उड़ान स्कीम? कितना आम नागरिक यहाँ इसमें उड़ रहे हैं, कोई उड़ नहीं रहा। क्योंकि देखिए, मैं जो क्षेत्र से उड़ीसा से आती हूँ, मैं आपको एक एग्जाम्पल दे जाऊँ जो ट्रू फैक्ट है। मैंने एक मीटिंग में जहाँ पर हजार महिला बैठे थे, मैंने एक बार उनको पूछा कि आप में से कौन है, हाथ उठाइए ऊपर, कौन कभी फ्लाइट में आप ट्रैवल किए? 2000 महिलाओं में से एक ही महिलाओं ने हाथ उठाया। मैंने बोला कि कहाँ गए थे, मैंने पूछा अच्छा आप कहाँ गए थे, तो उन्होंने क्या बोला, वो महिला ने, आप सुनिए, उन्होंने बोला हमको नवीन पटनायक जी ने SSG जो सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप होता है उनसे सिलेक्ट करके हमको दुबई भेजे थे। ये है मेरा नेता, जो कुछ बोलता नहीं है, जो बोलता है वो तो नहीं करता है, ना बोल कर भी करता है। इसको कहते हैं हवाई चप्पल पहनाने वाले महिला को हवाई जहाज में उड़ाना, इसे कहते हैं। मगर हवाई चप्पल पहनने वाले तो हवाई जहाज में अभी नहीं बैठ पा रहे हैं। किसका क्या बोलेंगे? क्योंकि महंगाई इतनी मार है ना, महंगाई की मार में तो वो दबी रहे। आलू देखो, प्याज देखो, दाल देखो, दूध देखो, मिर्ची देखो, नहीं यही है ना टिकट का बोल, इसीलिए मैं बोल रही हूँ, टिकट के बाद में आ रही हूँ। आप कितना भी बोलिए कि चेंज हो रहा है, मगर देखे जो हवाई टिकट का है ना, इसको इतना प्राइवेटाइजेशन कर दिया गया है। जो क्या बोलते हैं, मेक माई ट्रिप में अलग रेट, बावनलरी में अलग रेट, काउंटर पे अलग रेट, और जो रेट है उसको कोई नहीं। मैं खुद बोल रही हूँ, मैं नॉर्मल में एक इकोनॉमी क्लास में मैं आती हूँ भुवनेश्वर से दिल्ली तक, एक में मैंने 19,000 समथिंग किराया दिया 22 तारीख को, और 16 तारीख को मैंने 16,000 समथिंग किराया दिया। ये है, इसमें कौन गरीब ट्रैवल कर सकता है? ऐसा नहीं हो सकता। और एक बात है, देखिए फेयर अभी दोपहर में एक बात, दिन में, रात में, सब अलग अलग देखेंगे तो कैसे होगा? ऐसे नहीं हो सकता, इक्वल नहीं है, और इसके ऊपर कंट्रोल होना चाहिए, तब तो जाके आम नागरिक उड़ेगा। कैसे उड़ेगा? और इसके ऊपर ना कोई किसी एजेंसी के ऊपर कंट्रोल नहीं है। आप एक काम कीजिए मैडम, मैं तो देखी हूँ कि बहुत सारे ऐसे टेक्निकल इशू आते हैं। मैं सीधे सीधे बात करती हूँ, क्या जब हम लोग फ्लाइट के बोर्ड करते हैं उससे, हम अभी एमपी है तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, सीआईएसए वाले हमको कोई प्रोटोकॉल में ले आते हैं, मगर थोड़ा लेट हो भी जाए तो भी चलता है। मगर जो आम आदमी आता है ना, अगर उसका थोड़ा लेट हो जाए तो उसको बोर्डिंग के लिए नहीं मिलता। कहीं भी वो ट्रैफिक में फंस सकता है, कहीं प्रोटेस्ट में फंस सकता है, कहीं भी हो सकता है। मगर देखिए उसको क्या होता है ना, आप फ्लाइट डिले उड़ाए वो चलेगा, मगर एक जो पैसेंजर है वो डिले नहीं कर सकता। और आप फ्लाइट बोर्ड कर रहे हैं, घंटा 2 घंटा लेट हो रहा है, और फ्लाइट में हमको सुनने मिलता है सॉरी फॉर द डिले। हम भी सॉरी बोल सकते हैं, उनके सॉरी और हमारे सॉरी में कोई डिफरेंस है क्या? वाड़ी है के? तो फिर उनके लिए कैसा है? ऐसा होना चाहिए कानून के सबके लिए बराबर, उनके लिए भी। जो फ्लाइट जल्दी नहीं उड़ाते उनके लिए क्या करना चाहिए? और सिक्योरिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू को देखा जाए तो मैडम, हमारे उड़ीसा में क्या, कहीं पर भी हमारे उड़ीसा में, ये मैं आपको बोल रही हूँ 26 अगस्त को वहाँ पर देखिए फ्लाइट हमारे एयरपोर्ट के बाहर, ये हमारे जो एक यहाँ के एक्स एमपी और एक हमारे मीडिया टाइकून है तथागत सतपथी जी, उन्होंने ट्वीट किया 26 अगस्त 2024 को, क्या कि एयरपोर्ट के बाहर में एक जो व्हीकल जीपीएस ट्रैकर लगा होता है, जिसका बैंक में यूज होता है, जो व्हीकल पैसा लाना आने के लिए, उसके गाड़ी में 80+ किलो सोना, 200+ किलो सिल्वर जब्त हुआ। वो कहाँ से आ रहा था या कहाँ जा रहा था, तो उसका कोई नहीं मिला आज तक। और देखे ना 80 किलो सोना ना, वो कम के घट के 35 हो गया। हम लोग वेट गेन करते हैं, इंसान और कम होता है, मगर सोने का वेट कैसे कम हो गया हम नहीं पता, मगर इसका कोई आज तक नहीं मिला। हो सकता है हम लोग, तो मैंने तो खुद बोला कि जगन्नाथ जी का रत्न भंडार खुला है और रत्न भंडार का गंती भी नहीं हुआ। और अभी कंक्लूड करते हैं, और हमारे जो एयरपोर्ट है उसको आप प्राइवेटाइजेशन कर रहे हैं। क्यों है प्राइवेटाइजेशन हो रहा है मैडम? किसके लिए हो रहा है? बिजू पटना के इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट को भी देखिए। हम लोगों में एक बात है, गांव में जो संपत्ति होता है ना माँ बाप का, उसको अगर बेटे संभाल नहीं सकते तो उनको नालायक बोलते हैं। हम क्या देखेंगे? देश का संपत्ति अभी प्राइवेटाइजेशन हो रहा है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। हमारे जो बाद में आने वाले पीढ़ी है, तो ये किसको क्या दिखाएंगे? उसको दिखाने के लिए इसको बोलेंगे कि ये हो गया वो हो गया। एक ही आदमी के हाथ में अगर सब चला जाएगा, सब संपत्ति जाएगा, तो ये प्राइवेटाइजेशन को आप लोग क्यों बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं? और देखिए ऐसा नहीं है, ये जो एयरक्राफ्ट का आइन आप चेंज कर रहे हैं, आप कीजिए। आइन चेंज कर देने से लोगों को सुविधा नहीं होती। आप अगर लोगों का सुविधा देखिएगा, लोगों को देखिए सिक्योरिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, सीआईएसए वालों को ट्रेनिंग देना चाहिए। और जो फ्लाइट जहां ऑल वेदर में लैंड नहीं कर पा रही है, उसको कैसे ध्यान देना चाहिए। ऐसा होने से कम लोगों और जो स्टेट है उन लोगों को अच्छे से काम करने के लिए मिलेगा, तो जाके कोई नियम चेंज हो तो अच्छा रहेगा। थैंक यू मैडम, थैंक यू सो मच।
नहीं क्या? Dr. M. Thambudurai, please. Not present. Shri H.D. Devagoda ji.
Respected Madam, with your kind permission, I would like to sit and speak.
Yes, please do.
This Hassan airport, I am only confining my entire speech to Hassan airport. This airport was sanctioned during my period as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. At that time, the present airport, which has been named after late Kempegowda, was sanctioned by late Prime Minister Narasimha Rao, and it was sanctioned only to carry the, what is called, it is not for passenger, it is only to carry the
Cargo.
what has been called
Cargo.
yes. That was during Ghulam Nabi Azad was the civil aviation minister. At that time, I tried my best to alter it to operate as civil airport, but unfortunately it has not been done. Only when I became the Prime Minister, the present Kempegowda airport was cleared by me. And this airport was also cleared by me. But unfortunately, this Hassan airport, because of 5 chief ministers came and gone. I don't want to name those chief ministers, including my son was also chief minister with 2 coalitions, one with BJP and the Congress. What has happened? I don't want to narrate the stories. Today, I am happy. My own friend who worked with me, his father, was, I remember, one of the best chief minister who handled rural development, your father, you are his son. I congratulate you, and you are a youngster, you have got bright future. You are going to come up in life. I can understand how best you are functioning during the short tenure of just 5 months. Sir, Madam, with this background, I would like to come back to Hassan Airport. Because of 5 chief ministers were changed, I don't want to bring politics, went on playing their own politics for their own soul. Unfortunately, the people are suffering. Hassan today has got all facilities. I would like to quote, Madam, Hassan today, all educational institutions, it is nothing short of except IIT. It is for that. In fact, I tried from the last 15 years. What has happened, I don't want to speak on that. Except that all educational institutions are there. And in addition to that, Hassan is economically one of the important players. EC that was sanctioned on textiles. And Hassan, it is in between Mangalore and Chennai. 2 major ports were connecting, lot of traffic was there, and some of the portion from Chennai to Bangalore, it has been declared as an industrial corridor, and it is going on. Another new decision was taken by the present government to declare the Hyderabad to Bangalore as industrial corridor. With these developments, there are so many activities are going on. Hassan, having except IIT, all other institutions, all medical institutions, engineering institutions, and even law college, the almost all, nothing but except IIT, all institutions are there. Now, Hassan is one of the important place. This master controlling facilities, because of MCF, controlling all the orbitating satellite launched by Department of Space, Government of India, is located in Hassan city. The importance I am giving you, the background. But unfortunately, Hassan has got various area of producing coffee, tea, gherkin, and we are exporting outside, bringing a lot of foreign exchange. Unfortunately, I thought of this airport is going to help the farmers, not only because it is one of the tourist area, Belur, Halebid, Shravanabelagola, it is a world-known tourist area. The outside, the foreign visitors are coming, not only to facilitate them, but also to the farmers who are growing the commercial crop and also producing milk in my own district. Every month, 900 crores is the farmers getting by milk production. We want to export. We are giving the milk and milk product to defense. Lot of activities are going on. With this background, I thought of this airport is going to be helpful not only to the farming community, but also the people who are coming all over the world to have these three important touring places, Belur, Halebid, and the Shravanabelagola. Madam, I have also sanctioned the light compact airport, that is, say this, during my own period, it is been producing in Bangalore HAL. And I have also took decision to sanction, by sanctioning 65 seats, small aircrafts. I would like to bring to your kind notice what all happened because of, unfortunately, 5 chief ministers changed. They went on play the politics to suit their own convenience. I don't want to drag the name of any political party. Today, in the last leg of my life, I am sitting in this house. I pray, sir, you are running still. All details I have written. Or bottom, all details I have written. And I will hand over this paper to you with the permission of the chair. Sir, you speak so much about the farmer. Yesterday I saw what you just passing remarks on the issue of the farming community. You are so much concerned about the farming community. I am a farmer, sir. I thought during my lifetime, I want to see the people who have been elected me for 7 times to Lok Sabha, whatever and 7 times to Assembly. I'm in public life for 66 years. Sir, during the last leg of my life, this airport, which was sanctioned by me, which has been named as late Kempegowda Airport. I don't want to have any difference of opinion on that. I am happy. Prime Minister has come and named after late Kempegowda, who was ruled as a Palagar, whatever you call, as a ruler. Sir, now I come to the point which I would like to impress this House and also the Honorable Minister to see that this airport, Hassan Airport, must be completed and see that the farmers should be helped and the people who are coming all over the world for the Belur, Halabir, Shonagud, to help the foreigners, which is all going to be the need of the hour. I only give all particulars about the whole issue. Sir, even air show, first it has started during my period in Karnataka. Now there is a demand all over the country. I don't want to give all these details because people think Devagowda has not done anything, because people forgot what I have done about 28 years back. I can quote so many issues, what I have done. I don't want to take much of the time of the House. I don't want to go on list what I have done during the short tenure of time. The Honorable Prime Minister has come to Bangalore to name late Kempegowda as the Kempegowda Airport. People thought that, some people also commented, it has been done by Devagowda. Devagowda has sanctioned this airport. That is, it is on record today. I don't want to say anything beyond that. I appeal to you, through you, sir, you have come. I am so happy you are here in the church. See, all the details I have given in this, my representation to the Honorable Minister, a youngster, upcoming leader, and his father has worked with me, Erram Naidu, and he was a rural development minister. Yes. I'm supremely happy. Prime Minister has selected you. Chandrababu Naidu has given a good portfolio to the Prime Minister's consent. I am happy. With your permission, if you ask me to hand over, yes, through you, I will send the particulars pertaining to Hassan Airport. Please see, during your period, Hassan Airport should come through, all facilities are there. It will connect Bangalore, and Chennai. One of the worth doing. And economically also it will be feasible. Please see that this work is done. With these words, sir, I am grateful you have come and you allowed me to speak today on this particular issue. Thank you very much. I am grateful.
Well, for the Honorable Minister,
These are words of blessing, the words of encouragement emanating from one of the tallest leaders of this country, reflecting on your lineage also. And I'm sure this will help you go a long way. The reflections made by Dev Gowda ji about farmers. The issue of farmer has been put by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the center stage. In every walk of life, whether affordable housing, whether solar house, whether Jal in her Nal, and technology to farmers. Therefore, our expectations are bound to be high. It is a time when there is convergence to take farmer to a greater height. And when the former Prime Minister H.D. Dev Gowda makes his presence felt whenever there is an occasion, we take it as a blessing. So I have no doubt what is being done at the moment, it will get greater momentum, and all agencies are converging. Our expectations are high, but our accomplishments are also historic. Our achievements are also splendid, and this will go a long way for the nation. Your sentiments value greatly to us. Dr. Fozia Khan.
Sir, thank you very much. Sir, the oak fought the wind and was broken. The willow bent when it must and survived. The intent of the young and dynamic minister to bend to times is necessary and appreciable. Sir, the modernity of yesterday is the tradition of today, and the modernity of today is the tradition of tomorrow. But is this bill as modern as it should be? That is the question. I would like to punctuate a few concerns that have remained unaddressed in the bill. Number one, sir, the bill does not explicitly address advanced air motility technologies such as vertical takeoff and landing, aircraft, or drones. Governance for unmanned aviation continues under Drone Rules 2021, which are not integrated into the bill, this I understand. But while attempting to modernize the existing act, a framework for the safe and efficient integration of emerging technologies must not be missed, sir. Number two, sustainability remains a significant gap in the bill. The bill does not include provisions to address carbon emissions, promote sustainable aviation fuels, or set environmental targets for the aviation sector, sir. Sir, a research team at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology has found that the share of India in global CO2 emissions from domestic aviation was the third highest at 1.5%. As per a DGCA report, the carbon footprint of Indian Airlines on both domestic and international operations is the highest, seventh highest in the world, with an approximate value of 127 lakh tons. Emphasizing sustainable practices such as implementing stricter environmental regulations, promoting the use of sustainable aviation fuels can reduce the carbon footprint of the sector. Ma'am, yesterday the minister replied to my same point in the boilers bill that there is another department for this environment sector. But again, I would like to emphasize that unless this bill this act contains the emphasis on carbon emissions, people will not take it seriously in the sector, sir. So number three is related to cybersecurity. This remains a glaring omission. With our increasing reliance on digital systems, the absence of explicit protocols for countering cyber threats in this sector leaves the sector vulnerable. Because incidents like the... Ma'am, can you give me half a minute? I would only like to relate a personal incident, sir. I'll leave out all this. Sir, this is important. I was at the Nanded airport. And sir, I was in the check-in queue when I overheard a man requesting the obliging person at the counter to allot him a seat next to a woman. Any age, he said, but let it be a woman. When I was angry at this, and when I asked that man, why are you asking for a seat next to a woman, the man quietly slinked away. And the obliging counter, the person at the counter, he also got embarrassed. Since then, sir, I have been requesting the minister, earlier minister, that just as you have in trains and buses, you must have some seats for women who travel alone, reserved particularly for women. And I am requesting you once again, sir, that you must look into this issue when you have this kind of tendency at airports and in the aircraft, sir. Sir, since my time is out, I wouldn't be able to deliberate more on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Honorable Sri Santosh Kumar P.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chairman. As pointed out by quite a number of learned speakers in this House, the title of this bill needs to be amended. It is in contravention to the provisions of Constitution, Article 348. So I also demand the same. Sir, it is quite surprising to note that not even a single speaker from the Treasury side did not mention about the sorry plight of our passengers. The passengers are the main stakeholders in this field. Let me tell you one example, citing a reply which was furnished in this August House on 25th of this month by the same ministry. Sir, 25,727 domestic operations were cancelled during a very short span of time, that is 2022 January, between 2022 January and 2024 September. This is such a big number that 25,727 flights were cancelled. And your ministry says that 10,67,717 passengers were affected by this cancellation. More importantly, one of the major players in this field, Indigo, awarded only 18,000 rupees as compensation to the passengers. This is one of the important areas where you have to look into. Secondly, sir, according to the report of the Airport Council International, India has the highest airfares compared to other countries in the South, in the Asia-Pacific and Middle East region. The ACI studied airfares in around 36,000 routes in the region and came to the conclusion that Indian aviation market has the highest increase with a 41% hike in prices. It is only 34% in UAE and 30% in Singapore. Why it is happening? Again, let me quote from an answer furnished in this August House on 18 July 2022. It was related to, the question was related to the airfare. The answer was, it is market-driven only. The government is not regulating, not establishing or not regulating the airfare. It's completely market-driven. So the Parliamentary Standing Committee on this travel, tourism and culture has already stated that the self-regulating mechanism, so-called self-regulating mechanism of the current airline monitoring regime are inadequate to address the financial burden of the passengers. So this is one area which you have to look into. So instead of praising the government and instead of talking about one particular person and his achievements, you have to address the serious concerns of the passengers. And finally, sir, you are talking about starting new airports and the possibility of starting new airports, increasing demand from various parts of the country. So what is the status of our existing airports? Even the former Prime Minister had to cry before you to get it established in a proper way. I am from Kannur. I would like to request you once again that quite a number of times we made this plea. the airport of Kannur, invested huge amounts, crores of rupees, that is people's money. But because of your political vendetta, you are not allowing the airport to operate properly. How many operations were cancelled? From the beginning, there were around, now it's 60% of operations were cancelled in Navy. I don't know the exact number. So why it is happening? It's a district which is, actually there are a number of passengers from other districts also, a hub of many foreign passengers, tourists. But even after continuous requests, nothing is happening. We don't know what is our fault.
Please conclude.
Even the Chief Minister of Kerala met you personally, requested personally. And almost all our MPs are joined together to request you. I mean, including Jyotiradittya Scindia. Nothing is coming out. So, airport should not be a, center of your political vendetta. You must have political differences with our state, our people, but it should not be a point of quarrel with our passengers. So I request you to address this issue very seriously, Kannur Airport, and let me know how many airports are profitable in our country. You are talking about many starting of new airports, but most of our airports are not at all properly functioning in the sense that less number of passengers are there. So it is to run an airport is not that easy. Costs of rupees are needed. So that area also to be addressed. So I think this bill is not at all comprehensive. The title of the bill must be changed, and the concerns of the passengers must be addressed properly. Thank you.
Thank you, Santosh ji. Honorable Dr. Bing Singh ji. Honorable Dr. Bing Singh.
जी जी
No?
महोदया, मैं भारतीय वायुयान विधेयक 2024 के समर्थन में बोलने के लिए खड़ा हूं। इस विधेयक को लाकर माननीय मंत्री जी ने, सरकार ने बड़ा ही सराहनीय कार्य किया है। हमारी सरकार जो अनेक अच्छे काम कर रही, उसमें से एक अच्छा काम यह भी है कि वह पुराने कानूनों को बदलकर नए ढंग से, नए परिप्रेक्ष्य में, नई परिस्थिति में जो अनुकूल हो वैसे कानून बना रही है। पुराना जो विधेयक था, पुराना जो अधिनियम था, विमान अधिनियम 1934, वह 90 साल पुराना हो चुका है और उसमें 21 बार संशोधन किए जा चुके हैं। महोदया, यदि कपड़ा फट जाता है, वस्त्र फट जाता है, तो उसमें पेवन लगाया जाता है, रफू किया जाता है। बार बार अनेक बार रफू किया जा सकता है, लेकिन एक समय ऐसा आता है कि रफूगर भी उस पर रफू करने से असमर्थता व्यक्त कर देता है। यही हालत जो मौजूदा कानून है, जो अभी चल रहा है, इस विधेयक के कानून बनने के बाद वह स्थिति बदल जाएगी। हमारे कुछ मित्रों ने इस विधेयक के नाम पर भी आपत्ति व्यक्त की है, उस तरफ के मित्रों ने, और हमारे इस तरफ के मित्रों ने उनको समझाने का प्रयास किया है। हम अपने ही मित्रों से कहना चाहेंगे कि ये समझने वाले नहीं हैं, ये समझ नहीं सकते, इनको तो आपत्ति होनी ही है। भला जो पक्ष, जो व्यक्ति, जो पार्टी वंदे मातरम का विरोध कर सकती है, वह हमारे वायुयान शब्द का क्यों नहीं विरोध करे? जो पार्टी अगर हमारी सरकार इंडिया को भारत कह दे, बोर्ड में लगा दे, तो भारत लिखने पर आपत्ति कर सकती है, वह पार्टी और वैसे लोग, वैसे नेता वायुयान लिखने पर क्यों नहीं विरोध करेंगे? इसलिए हम अपने मित्रों को कहेंगे कि उनको समझाने का प्रयास नहीं कीजिए, ये समझने वाले नहीं हैं। जनता इनको बार बार चुनाव के मैदान में समझा रही है, लेकिन ये समझने वाले नहीं हैं। पुराने कानून को बदलकर एक सांगोपांग कानून लाया जा रहा है। पुराना कानून क्या था? पुराना कानून यत्र तत्र बिखरा हुआ था। मात्र 19 खंड थे, 19 सेक्शन, वो भी कोई चैप्टर में बटा हुआ नहीं था। ये जो मौजूदा कानून, जो मौजूदा विधेयक लाया गया है, जो कानून बनने वाला है, इसमें इनको खंडों को चैप्टर में बांटा गया है और बढ़ा करके 43 धाराएं इसमें शामिल की गई हैं। इस कानून का उद्देश्य डिजाइन, निर्माण, रख रखाव, कब्जा, उपयोग, संचालन, बिक्री, निर्यात, आयात और उसके मामलों को विनियमन तथा नियंत्रण करना है। यह जो उद्देश्य है, ये उद्देश्य भी व्यापक किया गया है। उद्देश्य पहले के कानून में भी था, लेकिन उस कानून में डिजाइन को शामिल नहीं किया गया था। अब डिजाइन को भी इस कानून में शामिल किया गया है। हम डिजाइन को भी नियंत्रित और रेगुलेट कर सकते हैं। पुराने कानून कितने अप्रासंगिक थे, यह इस बात से भी समझा जा सकता है कि उस कानून के तहत पतंग को भी वायुयान समझा गया था। पतंग, गुब्बारा को भी कानून के तहत वायुयान समझा गया था। तो हमारी सरकार ने ऐसी जो अप्रासंगिक बातें हैं, जो अनुकूल बातें नहीं हैं, उनको हटाने का काम किया है और उसको सरल और सुगम और साफ प्रासंगिक करने का काम किया है। हमारी सरकार के समय में जैसे अनेक क्षेत्रों का विकास हो रहा है, ये जो एविएशन सेक्टर है, विमानन क्षेत्र है, इसका भी काफी विकास हो रहा है। हमें यह बताते गर्व होता है कि 2014 में जब हमारी सरकार आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में आई, उस समय देश में केवल 74 हवाई अड्डे थे, मात्र 74 हवाई अड्डे। हमारे मोदी जी की सरकार के नेतृत्व में यह दोगुने से भी ज्यादा हो चुकी है आज तक, और आज देश में हवाई अड्डों की संख्या 157 है। अगर हम एयरक्राफ्ट का देखें, अगर एयरक्राफ्ट की स्थिति देखें, तो पहले ये हमारे एयरक्राफ्ट के बेड़े में मात्र 400 एयरक्राफ्ट थे, आज वह 800 हो गए। तो कहावत है, दिन दुगना रात चौगुना। इस गति से हमारा एविएशन सेक्टर बढ़ रहा है। तो इसे नए ढंग से नियंत्रित और अधिनियमित करने की आवश्यकता थी। यह विधेयक सांगोपांग है। विधेयक में जो मौजूदा एविएशन सेक्टर में 3 नियामक एजेंसियां हैं, DGCA, डायरेक्टर जनरल ऑफ सिविल एविएशन, AAIB, एयरक्राफ्ट एक्सीडेंट इन्वेस्टिगेशन ब्यूरो, और BCAS, ब्यूरो ऑफ सिविल एविएशन सिक्योरिटी। ये नियामक एजेंसियां, ये नियामक निकाय कायम रहेंगे, लेकिन पहले की अपेक्षा अब ज्यादा पावरफुल हो गई है। उनकी शक्तियों में वृद्धि कर दी गई है। पहले जो शक्तियां थी, उनमें व्यापक बढ़ोतरी की गई है। हमारी सरकार सुरक्षा को लेकर भी चिंतित रहती है और रही है। हमारी सरकार ने सुरक्षा का भी इसमें इंतजाम किया है और सुरक्षा मानकों का उल्लंघन करने पर शास्ति का, दंड का भी प्रावधान किया है। ये जो चिड़ियां हैं, चिड़ियों की वजह से भी एक्सीडेंट होते हैं। तो ये नियम है कि हवाई अड्डे के आसपास कोई बूचड़ खाना नहीं हो, गंदगी नहीं हो, और अगर उससे होता है तो पक्षियां मर्राती रहती है, हमारे एक्सीडेंट होने का खतरा बढ़ जाता है। पहले के कानून में भी दंड का प्रावधान था, लेकिन ऐसे इस कानून में हमारी सरकार ने दंड को बढ़ा करके 2 साल कैद बामुशक्कत और 1 करोड़ रुपए तक का दंड का भी प्रावधान किया है। ऐसे अन्य भी प्रावधान हैं जिसमें दंड को बढ़ा दिया गया है। हम एक तरफा भी काम नहीं करेंगे। अगर कोई निर्णय होता है, कोई दंड होता है, तो पीड़ित पक्ष को अपील करने का अधिकार है। पहले के कानून में भी अपील का प्रावधान था, लेकिन प्रथम अपील के बाद द्वितीय, द्वितीय के बाद तीसरे, इसका प्रावधान नहीं था। हमारी सरकार जो पीड़ित पक्ष है उसको भी मौका और सुनने का अवसर दे रही है। अब एक अपील के बाद दूसरी अपील और दूसरी के बाद तीसरी अपील करने का भी प्रावधान इस कानून में किया गया है। तो ये सारे चीज़ों को देखने से ये सारा चीज़ स्पष्ट होता है कि जो कानून है यह बहुत ही प्रासंगिक है और यह सिविल एविएशन को बढ़ावा देगा। एक बात मैं और ऐड करना चाहूँगा कि अभी जो विमानों का रख रखाव होता है, मरम्मती का काम होता है, अधिकतर विदेशी कंपनियां करती हैं और हमारा पैसा डॉलर बाहर चला जाता है। इस कानून के बनने के बाद हम मरम्मती पर भी ध्यान देने वाले हैं और एक अनुमान है, एक अध्ययन है कि कुछ दिनों के हाल के दिनों में ही शीघ्र ही हमारा जो मरम्मती का खर्चा है $4 बिलियन हो जाने वाला है। ये $4 बिलियन विदेश से भी चला जाता है। अगर यह कानून लागू हो गया, जो कि लागू होना ही है, तो ये हमारा $4 बिलियन का खर्चा ये हमारा बच जाएगा। तो ये सरकार बधाई की पात्र है और हम तमाम सदस्यों से जो भावना को जो हमारे तरफ से बोले हैं उनसे सहमति व्यक्त करते हैं कि ये बहुत ही अच्छा कानून है। हम इसका समर्थन करते हैं और सदन से भी अपील करते हैं कि ऐसे अच्छे कानून विधेयक को पास करके कानून बनने का मार्ग प्रशस्त करें।
Honorable Sri Haris Biran, 3 minutes.
Thank you, madam. No, sorry. Mic. Thank you, madam, for letting me speak on this vital bill. I was quite impressed with the honorable minister while he introduced in his introductory speech while he introduced the bill. I wish him all the best because he knows what he is doing. But I was quite disappointed that he had a great opportunity to revise the old act. There was a basic lacuna in the old act. And what was that basic lacuna? Virtually all functions and powers were vested with the union government. And that was further delegated to another authority called the DGCA. Now, this was a tried and tested thing. Despite all these authorities which were in place, your ministry is a ministry of paramount public interest because public actually has straight intervention in your ministry because a lot of people use the airlines and tariff is one of the fares are one of the fundamental things. Now, in this old act, you had a provision whereby the economic regulation was in fact included in the old act and in the rules. But nothing was happening. There was no regulation which was happening. What is done in the new act is, it is actually old wine in the new bottle. In the new act also, there has been some 13 or 14 sections in which everything has further been delegated. Now, when you have a provision which delegates further powers and which is tried and tested and which actually does not have any regulatory capping mechanism for airfare, then you should have actually included that as a legislative mechanism itself. You should have got a provision in the new bill saying that so-and-so authority will have the authority to cap the air tariff. But that is missing in this particular new bill. Now, sir, I traveled from Thiruvananthapuram to Delhi for attending this session. Our dear friend, Minister, Mr. Suresh Gopi was also there in the same flight. I paid 78,000 rupees from Thiruvananthapuram to Delhi, which is criminal. 78,000 rupees from Thiruvananthapuram to Delhi. Now, there is no logic in that. Now, last week I had an opportunity to go to Rome from Delhi, and from Delhi to Rome I had to pay only 40,000. So there is no logic in this. Many of our people are there in the Middle East, in the Gulf region. The Gulf region, the problem is that during holiday season, it spikes up to 75,000 rupees, and during off-season, it comes down to 5,000 rupees. So therefore, this is something which has to be regulated, and the regulatory mechanism has to be there in the Act itself. It should not be delegated, is my first submission to you. My second submission is that there is this problem huge problem about environmental concern. The carbon emission, as far as the noise pollution, there is nothing in the Act to take care of these two things. I request you to please consider including these two. Third is, sir, there has been problems about the unruly passengers, disruptive passengers. Now, who are the unruly passengers, disruptive passengers? How they can be dealt with? What is the penalty? That mechanism is not there in the Act, because this is a huge problem which is now happening, the pranksters and all. And finally, the MRO thing. The MRO thing is the future. You said about the MRO. Now, if the MRO has to come in, the business has to come in, you have to have an arbitration system. There has to be an institutional arbitration. Only then foreign companies like Boeing and the Airbus will come to India. That is also fundamentally lacking in the new bill. So therefore, please consider that also. And finally, there has to be a transparency on point of call. You don't give point of call to airports with infrastructure like Kannur and Calicut. Now, you say as a matter of policy that you don't give point of call, but you give point of call to airports whichever you need. So you have to have transparency on point of call. These are my suggestions. I request you to please consider these suggestions. Thank you.
Honorable Srimati Geeta alias Chandraprabha, 10 minutes.
धन्यवाद महोदया। भारतीय वायुयान विधेयक 2024 पर बोलने का मुझे अवसर प्रदान किया, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत आभार। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के कुशल नेतृत्व में आज देश विश्व की महाशक्ति बनने की ओर अग्रसर है। पिछले 10 वर्षों में नए भारत के निर्माण हेतु सरकार द्वारा अनेकों कदम उठाए गए हैं, जिसमें भारत की आज की ज़रूरतों के हिसाब से पुराने कानून को संशोधित किया गया है। इसी क्रम में इस विधेयक के माध्यम से 90 वर्ष के पुराने विमान अधिनियम को संशोधित किया जा रहा है। महोदया, मोदी सरकार द्वारा स्वतंत्रता से पूर्व के समय की निशानियों को हटाने हेतु 5 संकल्प तय किए गए हैं। यह विधेयक अंग्रेजों द्वारा वर्ष 1934 में बनाए गए कानून को परिवर्तित कर नए भारत की आवश्यकताओं के आधार पर नए विमानन नियमों का निर्माण किया जा रहा है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में पिछले 10 वर्षों में नागरिक उड्डयन क्षेत्र में देश में अद्वितीय प्रगति की गई है। 2014 के तुलना में हवाई यात्रा करने वाले यात्रियों की संख्या आज दोगुनी हो गई है। 2014 में देश में हवाई अड्डों की संख्या 74 थी, जो अब दोगुनी से भी अधिक बढ़कर लगभग 157 हो गई है। महोदया, मैं उत्तर प्रदेश से आती हूँ। उत्तर प्रदेश में 2014 में केवल 6 हवाई अड्डे थे। वर्तमान में राज्य में 10 हवाई अड्डे हैं तथा राज्य के 5 शहरों में हवाई अड्डों का निर्माण का कार्य प्रगति पर चल रहा है। नोएडा अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हवाई अड्डे का परिचालन शुरू होने के पश्चात उत्तर प्रदेश देश का एकमात्र राज्य बन जाएगा जहां 5 अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हवाई अड्डे स्थापित हैं। महोदया, पिछले 10 वर्षों में उत्तर प्रदेश में भी हवाई यात्रियों की संख्या दोगुनी से अधिक हुई है, जो उत्तर प्रदेश की पिछली वित्तीय वर्ष में तुलना की गई इस वर्ष हवाई जहाज से यात्रा करने वालों की यात्रियों की संख्या में भी लगभग 20% की वृद्धि हुई है। सरकार की रीजनल कनेक्टिविटी स्कीम उड़ान के तहत प्रदेश की दूरगामी क्षेत्र को हवाई अड्डों से जोड़ा गया है। मैं इसके लिए उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता की ओर से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री, माननीय मंत्री जी का बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ। ये आंकड़े पिछले 10 वर्षों में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में नागरिक उड्डयन क्षेत्र में हुई प्रगति को दर्शाते हैं। महोदय, अभी तक विमानन क्षेत्र में अधिकांश नियम 1934 में बनाए गए एक्ट से संचालित किए जा रहे थे। इस एक्ट को पिछले 90 वर्षों में लगभग 21 बार संशोधित किया गया है। आज नागरिक उड्डयन क्षेत्र में हो रही प्रगति एवं वर्तमान परिस्थितियों को देखते हुए 90 वर्ष पुराने इस कानून को बदलने की आवश्यकता है। इस विधेयक के माध्यम से केंद्र सरकार को किसी भी विमान या विमान की श्रेणी की डिजाइन, निर्माण, निर्यात या आयात को निर्मित करने तथा सुरक्षित करने के लिए अधिकार प्राप्त किया गया है। महोदय, हवाई सेवाओं के विस्तार के कारण हवाई क्षेत्र में दुर्घटनाओं की संभावनाओं में वृद्धि हुई है। समय पूर्व दुर्घटनाओं को रोकने तथा इससे संबंधित नियमों को बनाने के लिए इस विधेयक के माध्यम से हवाई दुर्घटना या घटना की जांच के लिए सरकार को नियम बनाने का अधिकार प्रदान किया गया है। इसके अतिरिक्त इस विधेयक के माध्यम से सरकार मेक इन इंडिया अभियान के अंतर्गत विमानन क्षेत्र में देश को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने का प्रयास कर रही है। विधेयक में किए जा रहे प्रावधान देश में विमानों के निर्माण को बढ़ावा देने के साथ विमान संबंधित व्यापार को प्रोत्साहन किया गया है। महोदय, विधेयक में किए गए प्रावधानों के माध्यम से सरकार द्वारा भारत को वैश्विक विमानन बाजार में स्थापित करने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है। अंतर्राष्ट्रीय विमानन नागर विमान नियमों तथा मानकों के अनुरूप देश में हवाई क्षेत्र से संबंधित नियमों के निर्माण पर बल दिया गया है। हवाई क्षेत्र में अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मानकों के अनुरूप व्यवस्थाओं से देश में स्वदेशी विमान निर्माण एवं विमान क्षेत्र से संबंधित अन्य गतिविधियों को प्रोत्साहन प्राप्त होगा। विमानन क्षेत्र की शिक्षा प्राप्त कर रहे देश के लाखों युवाओं को इस व्यवस्थाओं से रोजगार प्राप्त होगा। महोदय, मुझे विश्वास है कि इस विधेयक के माध्यम से विभिन्न विमानन कानूनों के बीच मौजूदा विसंगतियों को दूर किया जाएगा तथा भविष्य में देश के नागरिकों को और बेहतर हवाई सुविधा उपलब्ध हो सकेगी। आज देश के विमानन क्षेत्र की प्रगति की दिशा में लाए गए इस विधेयक का मैं पुरजोर समर्थन करती हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत। श्री मिलिंद मुरली देवड़ा, श्री मिलिंद मुरली देवड़ा, नॉट प्रेजेंट। श्री धैर्यशील मोहन पाटिल, श्री धैर्यशील मोहन पाटिल। श्री ए रहीम।
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Sir, first I would like to talk about the title of this bill. Sir, this is the reflection of their narrow political motto, which is one nation, one language, and one culture. So, don't undermine India's rich linguistic and cultural diversity. That is my request. Sir, I urge the minister to rename this bill as the Indian Aircraft Act. Sir, while discussing this bill, I would like to ask, through you, Honorable Minister, who is the custodian of the Indian aviation sector, sir? Is the minister or the ministry? No, sir. Sir, the union government has no control over the Indian aviation sector. Our Indian aviation sector is controlled by a three-man army, Tata, Indigo, and Adani. Sir, this three-man army controlled our entire aviation sector. Sir, almost all major airports are in Adani's hands, while the skies are dominated by Tata and Indigo. Sir, while introducing this bill, the minister proudly claimed that under the Narendra Modi government, the number of airports and domestic air passengers has doubled. But the minister conveniently forgot about the uncontrolled airfare hike. Sir, Honorable Minister, do you have any control? Sir, private companies are dictating ticket prices. Sir, 356th report of the department-related Parliament Standing Committee. I was part of that standing committee, sir. Sir, recommended to control airfare and make accessibility of air transport to the common man. This was a long-standing demand of the entire country. Sir, can you do this, sir? Sir, do you have the courage, sir, a young minister and a young minister, do you have the courage to regulate the price mechanism, sir? Sir, you can't do that because deregulation is the fundamental mantra of neoliberal policy. Sir, you are making policies for the three-man army. Sir, the minister claims that the number of new aircraft purchased by Indigo and Tata is government's achievement. Sir, how can it be considered an achievement of the government when two companies decide to purchase and order new aircraft? Why this government bringing matters to the house that should be discussed in their own corporate boardroom, sir? Sir, the minister was dreaming about making India the largest domestic aviation market in the world. But what has the government done for common people? The government has failed to control skyrocketing airfare. There is no control. No non-residents who are working abroad face unbearable challenges. They cannot come home even if they get leave because airfare are exorbitant. What about the plight of domestic passengers? Sir, just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Just a minute. For festivals like Diwali, Onam, and Pongal, they are forced to take loans just to book tickets. Sir, I would ask for just one point.
Dr. Parmar Yashwant Singh Salim Singh. समाप्त हुआ आपका अंकित तेवरा समाप्त हो गया भी समाप्त हुआ
Thank you,
Dr. Parmar Yashwant Singh Salim Singh.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, sir, for allowing me to speak on this important bill, the Bharatiya Vayuyan Videyak 2024. Sir, the new Bharat is being built, and the government is making unparalleled efforts to connect citizens across different regions of the country. In this, air services have played a pivotal role. Over the past few years, under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji, our government has taken numerous decisions to provide seamless air services to the citizens of the country. To make air travel accessible and affordable for the common man, the Udan scheme was launched on 21st October 2016. This scheme has played a crucial role in enhancing the air network in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Today, India has become the third largest domestic aviation market in the world. New airports are being constructed in every state of the country. The total number of domestic air passengers in the country has nearly doubled as compared to 2014. Honorable Chairman, sir, I represent the state of Gujarat in this House. Several efforts have made by our government under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, sir, to provide better air services to the citizens of India, and so Gujarat too. The Surat Airport in Gujarat has been granted the status of an international airport. On behalf of the citizens of Gujarat, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Prime Minister, sir, and Civil Aviation Minister for this. Sir, after Ahmedabad and Rajkot, Surat has become Gujarat's third international airport. This will provide direct travel facilities to the traders, passengers from Surat, and the entire Gujarat region to the other countries. Through the Udan scheme, several cities in Gujarat have been connected via air routes. New air services have been initiated to connect the cities of the Gujarat with the major cities of the country. Honorable Chairman, sir, the Bharatiya Vayuyan Videyak 2024 bill has been introduced to enhance the security and oversight in the aviation sector too, and to meet the developmental needs and to implement provisions of international agreements effectively. Some of our colleagues in the opposition have raised the question of why this bill is necessary. Sir, I would like to point out that the existing law in the aviation sector is nearly 90 years old. Since the independence, the law has been amended 21 times. Our respected minister, sir, here also mentioned such things. Considering the facilities for air passengers, it is essential to simplify the regulations with the time. Due to government's proactive policies and schemes like Udan, citizens of the country are now increasingly able to travel by air. The 21 amendments made since independence have created confusion regarding air services and related rules for stakeholders in the aviation sector. To eliminate these ambiguities and simplify the regulations, the government has introduced this bill in this House. Therefore, I extend my support to this bill, which aims to enhance the facility for air passengers and simplify regulations related to air travel. Thank you, sir.
धन्यवाद. Sri Ramji. Sri Ramji, not present. Sri Dhananjay Bhimrao Mahadik. Not present. Sri Milan Ranjan Das.
Respected Chairman Sir, with your permission, I rise to speak on support of this bill on Bharatiya Vayuyan Vidayak 2024 and about something on a new airport under construction. Sir, this bill is aimed to enlarge the scope of civil aviation in multi-dimensions. Our India government under leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji since 2014 has been increasing numbers of airports from 74 to 157. Similarly, fleets has also increased from 400 to 700. This bill will help to increase further. Among the new airports undertaken, one is Dolu Airport in Kachar district of Assam. Our area is called Barakbeli. In our Barakbeli, one airport is already there. This is called Silchar Airport, but it is a military airport. This is why it is felt need of one new airport in Barakbeli of Assam. Land for this was identified at Dolu Tea Estate land, and by this time, compensation for land and others have been reimbursed and disbursed to the beneficiaries. Sir, in February 2024, Government of India has granted site clearance approval to Airport Authority of India. I draw the attention of the Honorable Minister, through you, sir, to expedite the follow-up steps for its completion. I hope we will get an airport, new airport in near future at Dolu. Sir, our area need it because much of passengers are there, and considering this aspect, our new ministry under leadership of Narendra Modi ji considered it, and land was searched there, and ultimately it was found at the Luti State land. Sir, For this cause, our Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, and our former MP, Dr. Rajdeep Rai, helped a lot for identifying the land and solving the issues of compensation, etc. Now it is about to start further works. It is under Greenfield Airport policy, sir. So it requires investment from outside, sir, from government and others. Government and private partnership, and under private partnership. So I request Honorable Minister to take follow-up steps for its completion, and so that we can find a new airport in near future at Dolu. Thank you, sir.
धन्यवाद। श्री रामचंद्र जांगड़ा।
धन्यवाद माननीय, आपने महत्वपूर्ण विधेयक पर बोलने का मुझे मौका दिया, और सबसे बड़ी खुशी की बात मेरे लिए है कि हिंदी प्रेमी आप बैठे हैं चेयर के ऊपर। अभी काफ़ी इस विषय के ऊपर चर्चा हुई। माननीय सांसद हमारी एक बोल रही थी कि केवल मात्र नाम बदलने के लिए ये विधेयक रखे गए हैं, अंग्रेजी की बजाय हिंदी नाम कर दिया गया है। मान्यवर, देश का दुर्भाग्य ये रहा कि आज़ादी के बाद नाम ही नहीं बदले गए। 1977 तक दिल्ली के सड़कों के नाम भी, ये हार्डिंग लेन है, ये जॉर्ज पंचम रोड है, ये सप्तम रोड है, ये विक्टोरिया रोड है, ये विलिंगटन रोड है, ये विलिंगटन हॉस्पिटल है, ये इरविन हॉस्पिटल है। दास्ता के किसी चिन्ह को मिटाया ही नहीं गया, और अंग्रेजियत का प्रभाव इतना लगातार बढ़ता रहा। हमारी जितनी भी ताई गुलाबो थी वो सारी की सारी रोजी हो गई। जितने पाजामे थे वो प्लाजो हो गए। मतलब अंग्रेजिया का प्रभाव इस देश में इतना बढ़ता रहा। लोहिया जी ने कहा था कि जब अंग्रेज चले गए तो अंग्रेजी क्यों नहीं जा रही। महात्मा गांधी जी ने तो यहाँ तक कहा था कि अंग्रेज चाहे 2 दिन बाद चले जाएं, लेकिन अंग्रेजी पहले चली जानी चाहिए। भाषा की दास्ता भी एक देश की दास्ता है। हिंदी हमारी आत्मा है, हिंदी देश का गौरव है, केवल मात्र भाषा नहीं है। और अगर हम किसी दास्ता के चिन्ह को अपनी मातृभाषा में, अपने देश की भाषा में, राजभाषा में बदलते हैं तो हम सब के लिए ये गौरव का विषय है। अब अगर हम हिंदी के नामों का अंग्रेजी में गूगल पर देखने लग जाएंगे तो एक जगह एक टिप्पणी आई हुई थी, लो पुरुष का गूगल के ऊपर देखा तो उसने कर दिया स्टील मैन। अब हमारी बहन जी बोल रही थी, सागरिका घोष जी, अगर गूगल के ऊपर सागरिका घोष पता नहीं तो सी पायरेट कर देगा उसका नाम कोई पता नहीं क्या बदल देगा गूगल। परिवार वालों ने कितना सुंदर नाम रखा है, सागरिका घोष, बहुत ही गौरव का नाम है। अरविंद घोष हमारे देश के कितने बड़े क्रांतिकारी थे, चिंतक थे, दार्शनिक थे, उनके वंशज होंगी मेरी समझ में। तो हिंदी से हमें प्रेम करना चाहिए, हिंदी हमारी आत्मा है। मैं इसी बात के साथ ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि देश में पूरी दुनिया का हमें नक्शा देखना चाहिए, समझना चाहिए। जिस दिन गोरबाचोव के काल के अंदर रसिया का बंटवारा हुआ, अगले ही दिन लेनिनग्राद शहर का नाम बदल के सेंट पीटर्सबर्ग हो गया। 1 मिनट नहीं लगी, लेकिन हम आज तक दास्ता के चिन्हों को ढोते आ रहे हैं। और इतना प्रभाव अंग्रेजियत का हमारे ऊपर हो गया कि फटा हुआ कपड़ा जिसको दरिद्रता का सूचक माना जाता था, आज सारा इंग्लैंड का, यूरोप का फटी हुई पैंट हमने यहाँ पर पहनने शुरू कर दी, उसको भी गौरव मान लिया। यहाँ तक भी नई पैंटों को भी फाड़ फाड़ के पहनना शुरू कर दिया। जितनी ज़्यादा फटी हुई पैंट है उतनी ज़्यादा महंगी मिलती है बाजार के अंदर। इससे ज़्यादा गुलामी का और कोई प्रतीक हो नहीं सकता। लेकिन उस मानसिकता से आज भी बाहर आने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे हैं। जब पार्लियामेंट की डिबेट को अगर मैकाले की आत्मा देखती होगी, सुनती होगी, तो बड़ा खुश होता होगा, क्योंकि मैकाले ने ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट में ये कहा था।
माननीय सदस्य विषय पर आ जाए।
सर थोड़ी सी भूमिका तो बनानी पड़ेगी, आप तो हिंदी प्रेमी हो।
इतना बड़ा प्रेम आप मत करो, आप विषय पर आ जाओ।
तो उन्होंने एक बात कही थी कि अगर किसी देश को दास बनाने के रखना है तो उस देश से उसकी भाषा छीन लो। अगर वो अपनी भाषा से कट जाएगा तो अपनी संस्कृति से कट जाएगा, अपने साहित्य से कट जाएगा, और भाषा, साहित्य और संस्कृति से कट जाएगा तो फिर अपनी राष्ट्रीयता से भी कट जाएगा। फिर उसको देश को गुलाम बनाने में कोई असुविधा नहीं होगी। इसलिए सबसे पहले उसकी भाषा छीन लो। और हमें बड़ा अचंभा होता है कि हमारे माननीय अधिकतर अंग्रेजी बोलने में अपना गौरव महसूस करते हैं। अगर बंगाली में बहस करें, तमिल में बहस करें, कन्नड़ में बहस करें, मलयालम में बहस करें, सबको अच्छा लगता है, सबकी ट्रांसलेशन यहाँ पर मिल जाती है। अपनी मातृभाषा में प्रेम करना चाहिए। तो मान्यवर, इस भूमिका के बाद में विधेयक के ऊपर आता हूँ।
ये आपकी भूमिका है।
अभी हरियाणा का आदमी थोड़ा सा गर्म होने में टाइम ले लेता है।
आपकी भूमिका में काम पूरा हो गया है, आपको धन्यवाद बहुत बहुत।
सर थोड़ा बहुत इसके ऊपर नहीं देंगे, नई टेक्नोलॉजी आई है देश में।
भूमिका से पर्याप्त है, इतनी बड़ी भूमिका हो गया।
चलिए आपकी मर्जी है, जय हिंद।
धन्यवाद। ये डॉक्टर अजीत है, डॉक्टर अजीत माधवराव।
आदरणीय सभापति महोदय, मैं प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी का एवं हवाई जहाज मंत्री नायडू जी और मुरली मनोहर जी का मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं। इसलिए अभिनंदन करता हूं कि ये दो जवान मिनिस्टर्स, दो यंग मिनिस्टर्स इस मंत्रालय को संभालते हैं, बड़ी तेजी से और बड़ी कार्यक्षमता से चला रहे हैं। इसलिए मैं उनका मन से आभारी हूं और मन से अभिनंदन भी करता हूं। ये भारतीय वायुयान विधेयक जो है 2024 का मैं पूर्ण समर्थन व्यक्त करने के लिए खड़ा हूं। यह विधेयक भारत के नागरिक विमानन ढांचे को आधुनिक बनाने की दिशा में एक परिवर्तनकारी कदम है। यह विधेयक समयानुकूल, दूरदर्शी यह विमान और संबंधित उपकरणों के डिजाइन, निर्माण और रखरखाव जैसी महत्वपूर्ण चुनौतियों का समाधान करता है। अब हवाई चप्पल पहनने वाला भी हवाई जहाज में सफर कर सकेगा। प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के इस कथन को साकार करने की दिशा में सरकार ने उल्लेखनीय कदम उठाए हैं। आज हवाई यात्रा केवल अमीरों तक सीमित नहीं है, बल्कि आम आदमी के सपनों को हकीकत में बदल दिया गया है। उड़े देश का आम नागरिक योजना के तहत छोटे शहरों और दूर दराज के क्षेत्रों को जोड़ा गया है। इस योजना के अंतर्गत लगभग 600 से अधिक हवाई मार्गों का उड़ान सेवाएं शुरू हुई है, जिससे लाखों लोगों को तेज, सुरक्षित और सस्ती यात्रा का लाभ मिल रहा है। देश में चालू हवाई अड्डों की संख्या 2014 में 74 थी, अब 150 से अधिक हो गई है। मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी का मन से आभारी हूं कि इतना अच्छा कारोबार हमारे देश में इस वायुयान मंत्रालय के माध्यम से हो रहा है। पिछले एक दशक में घरेलू हवाई यात्रियों की संख्या 60 मिलियन से बढ़कर 350 मिलियन से अधिक हो चुकी है। यह न केवल समय की बचत करता है, बल्कि रोजगार, शिक्षा और व्यवसाय के नए अवसर भी प्रदान करता है। यह सरकार की प्रतिबद्धता का प्रमाण है। विकास की हर ऊंचाई पर आम आदमी की हिस्सेदारी हो। हवाई यात्रा का यह विस्तार भारत के आत्मनिर्भर और समृद्ध भविष्य की ओर एक मजबूत कदम रखता है। आदरणीय सभापति महोदय, परसों हमारे एक मित्र, विद्वान मित्र इस सभागृह में नहीं है, जो राघव चड्ढा जी, एयरपोर्ट को उन्होंने बस स्टॉप कहा था। यही दर्शाता है कि अमीरों की कुछ गिनी चुनी जागीरदारियों की जो जगह थी, अब हमारे देश के सामान्य तथा आम नागरिकों ने इसकी जगह ले ली है और गरीब आदमी भी हवाई जहाज का सफर कर रहा है। आदरणीय सभापति महोदय, हमारे एक विद्वान मित्र ने, जो हमारे राघव चड्ढा जी अब यहाँ नहीं है, उन्होंने कहा था कि समोसा महंगा हुआ है, पानी की बोतल महंगी हुई है। अरे वो ये भूल गए हैं हर एयरपोर्ट पे अभी साउथ इंडियन, नॉर्थ इंडियन थाली, कॉम्बो थाली, उत्तप्पा, इडली, डोसा, उपमा, मिलेट की खिचड़ी, कॉफी, चाय, दूध 100 रुपए में मिलता है। और प्लास्टिक का बॉटल का पानी के बारे में पीने की उनकी अंग्रेजी कल्चर अभी गई नहीं है। मोदी जी ने शुद्ध जल मुफ्त में हाथ से बटन दबाकर या पैरों से बटन दबाकर पानी पीने के लिए मोदी जी ने आरओ और मिनरल वाटर हर एयरपोर्ट पे मुफ्त में उपलब्ध कराए हैं। तो ये अंग्रेजों की संस्कृति से बाहर आने को तैयार ही नहीं है। और आदरणीय सभापति महोदय, हमारी एक बहन कह रही थी, उस बहन को मेरा जवाब है, वो बम धमाके, हवाई जहाज हाईजैकिंग अब मोदी जी के जमाने में होना नामुमकिन है, क्योंकि हिंदुस्तान की सुरक्षा ऐसी है अभी जहां परिंदा भी पर नहीं मार सकता। ये मोदी जी का जमाना है। आदरणीय सभापति महोदय, आदरणीय सभापति महोदय, मेरे माता पिता किसान हैं, उन्होंने आज तक दिल्ली देखी नहीं है और हवाई जहाज की यात्रा तो आज तक जीवन में कभी नहीं की है, क्योंकि वो डरते थे। वो कांग्रेस के जमाने में हवाई जहाज गिरते थे, धड़ल्ले से उड़ जाते थे, तो वो बोलते थे मैं उस हवाई जहाज में नहीं बैठूंगा। वो 85 साल के हैं। मैं खेत में जाके उनको मिला, मैं बोला पिताजी, माताजी, अब मोदी जी का जमाना है। तो उन्होंने कहा है कि तुझे राज्यसभा सांसद उन्होंने बनाया है, तो मैं उनका धन्यवाद मानने के लिए मैं दिल्ली आऊँगा। तब उन्होंने मान लिया। नांदेड़ से दिल्ली हमारे सारे सरदार लोग आते हैं गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी का इस पर मथा टेकने के लिए। अब हम नांदेड़ से दिल्ली सिर्फ 2 घंटे में आते हैं भाई साहब। आदरणीय सभापति महोदय, वो हिंडन एयरपोर्ट पे आते हैं, वो भी सिर्फ 2500 रुपये में हम आते हैं। टिकट का किराया 2500 है नांदेड़ से दिल्ली का। और 2014 के पहले ये कांग्रेसियों की जो सरकार थी, तब नांदेड़ से दिल्ली आने के लिए 2 दिन लगते थे, 2 दिन। ये जो सारा जो श्रेय है 2 घंटे में दिल्ली आने का, सारा श्रेय मोदी जी को है। ये हमारे जवान मिनिस्टर जो सामने बैठे हैं, राम मोहन नायडू जी के मिनिस्ट्री को है। हमारे यहाँ के एक बहुत सारे विद्वान मित्र है। हिंदी मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आता कि उन दो हिंदी भाषा की क्यों आपत्ति है। अरे हिंदी तो हमारी राष्ट्रभाषा है, मातृभाषा है। हिंदी हमारी माँ समान है। संस्कृत दुनिया की सारी भाषाओं की जननी है, यानी कि हमारी माता है। इसलिए इस विधेयक का नाम वायुयान विधेयक रखा गया है। आने वाली पीढ़ियों ने हमारी संस्कृति को भूलना नहीं चाहिए। हमारे हिंदुस्तान की संस्कृति हजारों साल पुरानी है। प्रभु रामचंद्र जी के जमाने में पुष्पक विमान भी हुआ करता था। हनुमान बजरंगबली हमारे वायुपुत्र कहलाते थे। और हम कितने दिनों तक अंग्रेजों की गुलामी में जीना चाहते हैं। अंग्रेजों की गुलामीता से बाहर आओ मेरे मित्रों। बाहर के देश ने जो हमारा गरुड़ विष्णु भगवान का जो वायुयान था, उसका नाम बाहर के देशों ने गरुड़ा एयरलाइंस तक रखा था। लेकिन आप अभी भी हम हमारे जो भाई ने बताया है, फटे कपड़ों में रहने का, अंग्रेजी के मानसिकता में रहने का, इसी में रहने में हम खुशी मानते हैं। हमारे प्रभु रामचंद्र जी, हमारे प्रभु विष्णु भगवान जी ये पुष्पक विमान में आए थे, ये गरुड़ का इनका वाहन था। तो मैं चाहता हूँ इस हमारी संस्कृति का सम्मान बढ़ाने के लिए मेरे विश्व गौरव नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी और नायडू जी और हमारे महाराष्ट्र के मुरली मनोहर जी ने जो मंत्रालय संभाला है, इनका मैं बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन इसलिए करता हूं कि इसका नाम वायुयान, भारतीय वायुयान विधेयक का बिल, ये बिल बहुत समर्थनीय है, सशक्त है, हमारे देश के प्रगति का एक नया पहल है। हमारे गरीब किसान, गांव का मजदूर, सारे लोग अब इस हवाई जहाज में बैठकर अपने इस देश के प्रगति को देख रहे हैं। हमारे देश का व्यापार बढ़ रहा है। हमारा किसान आगे चल के यहाँ पर उसकी गरीबी से बाहर आकर ये देश के विकास में अपना विश्व गौरव बढ़ा रहा है। मैं माननीय मोदी जी का मन से आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। श्री प्रफुल्ल पटेल जी, श्रीमती प्रियंका चतुर्वेदी।
सर, आपने मुझे इस इम्पोर्टेंट बिल पे बोलने का मौका दिया, मैं आपका धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगी। नायडू जी मेरे मित्र हैं, तो मैं ज़्यादा उनके बारे में कोई क्रिटिसिज्म उनकी नहीं होगी, इस बिल को लेकर है। सर, ये जो बिल आ रहा है, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फिनेंस और नीति आयोग ने 2019 में जब एयरपोर्ट का प्राइवेटाइजेशन हो रहा था, उन्होंने 2019 के बिडिंग प्रोसेस को कहा था कि उसमें बहुत कमियां हैं। कमियां इस आधार पे बोल रही थी क्योंकि छह एयरपोर्ट जब प्राइवेटाइज हुए थे वो सब एक ही इंसान को गए थे, एक ही ग्रुप को गए थे, जिनके पास कोई प्रायर एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था। डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ इकोनॉमिक अफेयर्स ने ये कहा था कोई भी प्राइवेट प्लेयर जो प्राइवेटाइजेशन में भागीदारी ले रहा है उसको 2 एयरपोर्ट से ज़्यादा नहीं मिलने चाहिए, पर ये पर्टिकुलर विशेष इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट को करीब 7 एयरपोर्ट्स मिले थे, जिसमें से 6 एयरपोर्ट्स तो 50 साल के लिए मिले हैं। एक ही एयरपोर्ट फाइनेंशियली वायबल है, बाकी सारे लॉसेज में हैं, और वो कौन है, वो जॉर्ज सोरोस हमें नहीं बताएगा, वो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस और इन सब से ही पता चल रहा है, वो अदानी एयरपोर्ट्स है। सर, जब वो ये मैक्रो बिल है जहाँ पे हम एयरलाइंस की बात कर रहे हैं, एयरपोर्ट्स की बात कर रहे हैं, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बात कर रहे हैं, इन्होंने कहा कि 880 एयरक्राफ्ट नए आने वाले हैं, पर ये बताना भूल गए कि हमने 5 एयरलाइंस जो फुल सर्विस एयरलाइंस होती थी, करीब 13 सर्विस एयरलाइंस होती थी, 5 फुल सर्विस एयरलाइंस होती थी, 17 साल में अब एक ही रह गई है, वो है एयर इंडिया। और किसी तरीके का फेयर कंपटीशन जो हम कहते हैं, कोई फेयर कंपटीशन नहीं रह गया है, मोनोपोली या डुओपोली रह गई है। 2 एयरलाइंस पूरे एविएशन सेक्टर को संभाल रही हैं, जिसकी वजह से ये हाई टैरिफ्स जो हम फेस करते हैं वो इसी वजह से फेस करते हैं। ना एयरलाइंस हैं, 880 एयरक्राफ्ट हैं, पर किसके पास मोनोपोली है, डुओपोली है, वो हम सब जानते हैं, वो इंडिगो एयरलाइंस है और एयर इंडिया है। सर, दूसरा जो है कहा जाता है जो टैक्सेस ATF फ्यूल है, 40% जो पैसेंजर फेयर होता है वो जो फ्यूल है उसकी वजह से निर्धारित होता है। उस पर भी जो सारे इनके स्टेट्स हैं जिस तरीके से उस पर टैक्सेस लगते हैं, उस पर भी किसी तरीके की कार्रवाई नहीं की गई है कि जनता को राहत मिले। मंत्री जी ने उड़ान स्कीम के बारे में कहा था कि उड़ान स्कीम से हवाई चप्पल वाले हवाई यात्रा कर रहे हैं। अभी महाराष्ट्र के भी एक MP बता कर गए हैं कैसे उड़ान भर रहे हैं। 870 रूट निर्धारित किए थे, जिसमें से 106 रूट तो डिसकंटिन्यू कर दिए 3 साल में ही। तो ये कहाँ से हम कह रहे हैं कि हम नए एयरपोर्ट्स बना रहे हैं, पर वो एयरपोर्ट्स बन रहे हैं पर वो ऑपरेशनल नहीं है, आधे से ज़्यादा तो बंद हो रहे हैं। 8 एयरपोर्ट्स अंडर दी उड़ान स्कीम आर नॉट ऑपरेशनल। कौन से हैं? तेजपुर, पोरबंदर, हिसार, बिदर, पौंडीचेरी, पठानकोट, पैक्योंग एंड कुशीनगर, ये वाले ऑपरेशनलाइज ही नहीं हुए हैं। अयोध्या भी जब राम मंदिर बना था, अयोध्या की भी बहुत सारी डायरेक्ट फ्लाइट्स बनाई थी, शुरू की थी, 16 से ज़्यादा मुंबई से चल रही थी, अब एक भी नहीं चल रही है। तो सर, ये जो स्कीम्स अनाउंस होती हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में विफल होती हैं। सर, एक लास्ट पॉइंट है, क्योंकि वो मेरे पार्लियामेंट्री क्वेश्चन का मुझे जवाब मिला था। जनवरी 2023 से करीब 1100 होक्स कॉल्स आए हैं, हाईजैक कॉल्स आए हैं, जिसकी वजह से इकोनॉमिक लॉसेस एयरलाइंस को हो ही रहे हैं। साथ ही साथ जो मेंटल ट्रॉमा पैसेंजर्स गो थ्रू करते हैं 6-6, 7-7 घंटे। सर, एक ही सेकंड लूंगी, बस वो बताना चाह रही हूँ कि खास करके मुंबई और दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट्स को प्रभावित करते हैं, एयरलाइन सेक्टर को प्रभावित करते हैं। उसका इकोनॉमिक लॉस कितना है, क्या किस तरीके से हम उसको हैंडल करेंगे, ये सारी चीज़ें निर्धारित करना ज़रूरी है। ये इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं कहूँगी कि विधेयक बिल अच्छा है, पर उसको और पुख्ता बनाया जा सकता है। थैंक यू सो मच।
धन्यवाद। सुश्री सुष्मिता देव।
मैं संक्षिप्त में कहूंगी, आई वांट टू टेल द ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर, आई कंग्रेचुलेट यू ऑन दिस बिल, बट आई एम सॉरी टू से it is not only illegal, it is unconstitutional for 3 reasons. One, it's in violation of the latest December 2024 Supreme Court judgment, which says a government cannot declare an arbitrator unilaterally. Number 2, how can you, through rules, bring in criminal offenses? That is legislature versus the executive. Policy confusion, where you have done privatization, how can you now control a regulatory body? Has it been done ever in telecom or energy? Look at your own history of privatization. And last but not the least, this ministry is not here only to regulate this ministry. And if you choose to do that, what you need to regulate is the prices of flying across the country. Every single member here has raised that, sir, and taken this opportunity. Today, you have 2 options in this nation in policy issue. One is profit, which is on the left of me, and the other is people, which is on the right of me. As All India Trinamool Congress, a voice of the people, we urge upon you कि आप कहते थे कि चप्पल से प्लेन पे चढ़ेंगे, you will ensure security, you will ensure routes, but make it possible for the poor person to get onto that aircraft fast. That is most important. I urge honorable minister that do not pass a law against a Supreme Court judgment. And सिलचर के एयरपोर्ट के बारे में कहा गया है, मैं कहना चाहती हूँ एयरपोर्ट तो मुझे भी चाहिए अध्यक्ष जी, मुझे भी चाहिए, but this airport, the land acquisition, the way it has been done, it has been on the blood, sweat and homes of tea garden laborers. 150 JCB लाके 1 घंटे में जमीन को दखल करके एयरपोर्ट बना रहे हैं, आज तक उनको कॉम्पेंसेशन नहीं मिला. So we are for development, we are for good policy, we are for the aviation industry to move ahead, especially coming from the northeast. We want people should be able to travel from distant places into the mainland. But is it possible is what you need to think. Subsidize tickets. It has been done before by Donor and Aviation Ministry. It can be done again. We will support every pro-people policy. But today, I am sad to say, sir, through the chair to the Honorable Minister, there is every possibility of this bill being struck down as ultra-virus of Article 14 for government unilaterally appointing an arbitrator. This bill will get struck out for the grip you want on this regulatory body. And last but not the least, the legislature and the executive, there is a difference. This is unconstitutional to, through rules, make criminal offences. Thank you, sir.
धन्यवाद. श्री किंजारप्पू राममोहन नायडू to reply the discussion.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me the opportunity. And in fact, I would like to start by giving my thanks to all the speakers who have participated in this important bill. And right from Syed Nasir Hussain ji, Raghav Chadda ji, Shambhu Patel ji, Sagarika Ghosh ji, Kanimoy ji, Ghanshyam Tiwari ji, Ramji Lal Suman ji, Niranjan Reddy ji, Shri Brijlal ji, Sulata Dev ji, HD, former Prime Minister who is also here, HD Devegowda ji, Fauzia Khan ji, Santosh Kumar ji, Bhim Singh ji, Haris Biran ji, Geeta Chandra Prabha ji, A. Rahim ji, Parmal Salam Singh ji, Mission Ranjan Das ji, Ramchandra Jangra ji, Ajit Madhavrao ji, Priyanka Chaturvedi ji and Sushmita Dev ji. And I thank each and everyone who has heartfully participated in this debate. And through this debate, many suggestions which are very, very important for us as a ministry to know. Some of the feedback is very, very important for us to know that has come through all the speakers. And some have maybe crossed the line a little bit and used this debate for their own political purposes. I would not delve too deep into that because that is something the opposition, it has a right to do it and it keeps doing it all the time. But I'll keep the debate very positive and I'd like to comment on all the important suggestions that have come in. And I would like to start also by addressing the elephant in the room, which is about the name of the act, Bharatiya Vayuyan Vidhayak. I also understand that it might be a little difficult thing to pronounce for a lot of people. गले में अटकता होगा ये, पर कोई शर्मिंदा की बात नहीं है इसमें. कोई ये ऐसे वो शर्मिंदा होने की कोई बात नहीं है. This is something you have to know the intention with which the government has put this name. That is ये है कि भारत की जो विरासत है, संस्कृति है, जो पहचान है, उसको दिखाने की, दर्शाने की एक प्रयत्न ये 3 वर्ड अभी रखने की है. इसमें कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल वायलेशन कहीं पे भी नहीं है. जो भी आर्टिकल्स मेंशन किए गए हैं, उसका कोई भी कहीं पे भी उसका opposition या कुछ किया नहीं है. One of them is Article 348(1) has been mentioned, which is about the authoritative text. That is definitely in English, it is there. And also the bill is, it's been mentioned about Article 120, but that also there is no violation about it. And the Official Language Act also, it is in accordance with it. So there's no point of constitution, but there might be a feeling that something has been imposed. And I also am a very proud Telugu person. I speak Telugu language, I write Telugu language, and I'm proud of my culture and my upbringing. So you might be questioning, you are a Telugu person, how can you allow this kind of this thing? अरे हमारे तेलुगु में भी भारत तो भारत ही बोलते हैं. Vayu is also a Telugu word. So Bharatiya Vayuyan Vidhayak becomes half Telugu for me also. So it is a mixture of all the languages here. It is like everyone coming together, we want to this thing. With the colonialization, there has been a small cocoon that has been developed. And it is, let me reply, sir, I have carefully listened to each and every one. No matter what the allegation is, whatever the suggestion is, I have listened to each and every one, and I'll address the chair. So when this whole colonialization happened, we were created like a cocoon. Now, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, we want to break that cocoon and bring the butterfly out and show the colors of true India, and that is what we are doing here. And this name is a small indication towards it. The text is there in English, so there shouldn't be any problem for any English-speaking person to, in fact, get afraid that there are 3 words here. कभी तो अभी लगेगा कि कॉपरनिकस लेन है यहाँ पे, किसी के गली में अटकता है तो बदल दे क्या उसको? कॉपरनिकस लेन तो है ही. And my name is Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu. And when some people say Kinjarapu, there might be some problem with them. They can't pronounce it the way I pronounce it. But that doesn't mean that I'll change my name so that it becomes easier for them. ये तो मेरी पहचान है. और उसी तरह अभी शायद ये 2 बार बोलने से 3 बार बोलने से थोड़ा मुश्किल होता होगा. But India has gotten used to so many things, sir. I think they will get used to this one also. Bharatiya Vayuyan Videyak is just to create the identity of the languages. On top of that I've seen, you are mentioning about other languages also. I was not understanding why Hindi was brought in. Vayuyan is also a Sanskrit word, in fact. And if you really want to appreciate the languages, the culture of this country, I would like the opposition to also appreciate that on 3rd October of this year, the cabinet has made 5 languages as classical languages, which are Marathi, Assamese, Bengali, Pali, and Prakrit. If you really love the languages, you should appreciate the decision of the government and how much this NDA government protects and promotes the languages of India. We recently celebrated the Constitution Day also. And on that day, we have proudly released the Constitution not only in English and Hindi, but we have done it in Sanskrit and Maithili also. So you see that there is a whole conscious effort that all the languages should be given their importance, all the languages should be protected, and all the languages should be promoted. I think this is one point that I wanted to make regarding the language debate that has been going on, sir. And on top of that, Udan, I have already given the numbers during my opening speech also on how the numbers have doubled, in fact, from 2014 to 2024. Now we have gone through the numbers. We have seen all the airports coming up. We have seen the lot of passenger traffic being increased. Sometimes when we go through it, when it becomes a normality, we kind of feel that it's just a regular thing that has been happening. But if you have to compare it with the other developing countries or developed countries, then you would see that how doubling a number in 10 years is very, very difficult, sir. And that is something which has been a challenge for India also. And that challenge has been successfully addressed, and we have doubled the number of airports, doubled the number of passenger traffic that we have, and doubled the number of aircraft fleet. But for us, I can proudly say, under the leadership of Modi ji, aviation is not just looked upon as how many. I also agree to a certain point that it's not about just the numbers. Numbers I'm giving to show you a picture on how much progress we have made. But if you look at the true sense on why we want to promote aviation, why we want to make it one of the best sectors in the country, in the whole world, because when we talk about aviation, we talk about tourism. When we talk about aviation, we talk about economic activity. When we talk about aviation, we talk about real estate growth. We talk about job creation. When we talk about aviation, we talk about industry. When we talk about aviation, we talk about commerce. We talk about trade. And we talk about aviation, we talk about culture. And when we talk about aviation, we talk about agriculture also. And that is why aviation is a very important nodal sector that needs to be given that push. And with this idea, I'll get some water, sir.
Please.
And it is with this idea that the whole aviation sector has been thoroughly, deeply understood on what the true potential India can have. And we have seen that there are multiple gaps also. Now 90,000 crores capex has been put into the infrastructure to create the infrastructure in airport infrastructure. But creating infrastructure, that itself is one challenge. And when I took the charge as a minister for this aviation, sir, I have promised the people of this country that, thank you. Thank you. She has always been so caring, sir. Like a mother, always. Thank you, ma'am. So, when we look deep, it is not about just creating the infrastructure, but it is about connecting them also. Now you can spend a lot of money, you can create the infrastructure, you can create more airports, but the ultimate challenge, thank you, the ultimate challenge is how do you connect? And that is where, bringing in all the aspects of the government, we created the Udan scheme, which is Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. Through the Udan scheme, the challenge of these airlines, because it is a market-driven industry, where they feel there might be a non-viability in running a route, the government has taken the responsibility a little bit on himself, and it has said that why don't we provide the viability gap funding? It was the first time that it has been done at such a large scale. And through the Udan scheme, now we have started 609 routes in the country in just 8 years span of time. Nowhere in the world you would have seen such a scheme, which has been run by the government itself, so that the non-viable routes, the airlines can come and start the routes and facilitating the routes. And we have operationalized 86 airports under Udan. And out of these 86 airports, 20 were underserved, but 66 airports were totally unserved. What I mean by unserved is that not a single flight was going to these airports. But that was a challenge the government has taken up. Now we have constructed the airports, but we have to start the airline connectivity also. And through the Udan scheme, we have given the viability gap funding, and we were able to run all these airports. We were giving them those connections, which was very, very required for the people of that state or of that region or of the airport. And we have operationalized 86. And we can proudly say that Udan has been a real success story of the Indian aviation, which are showcasing to the whole world under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji. And why I say the whole world, sir? In fact, in September, we have had one conference also, Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference, where 41 countries were participating, and there were stakeholders from aviation across the globe also who were participating. And 29 countries have sent in the best of the people who represent aviation from their countries. And I have heard all of them speak in that conference, and they have proudly said, the real thing that we can pick up from India today is how it has improved the domestic connectivity within the country, and how it has launched the RCS Udan scheme so that it could facilitate the regional aviation in a very big way. Because for them, most of the countries, sir, for them, the aviation becomes more of an international affair. How do you connect your country better to another country? But a lot of them couldn't crack the challenge of internal connectivity. But now with this Udan scheme, we are showcasing it to the world that a little push, a little commitment from the government, you can create wonders, and that is what we have done through the Udan scheme. And now through the Udan scheme, we have kind of addressed the accessibility. Now the other thing that I've mentioned after taking charge as a minister was that I want to bring in affordability also. And I understand all the concerns that each and every member has raised regarding the airfares. I'm also a citizen of this country, and I was also a member, and before member, I was also a passenger. So I know one of the challenges that the people of this country face when they're traveling, and I understand the true spirit in which people would have spoken about the airfares also. But you have to understand that airfares regulation is, this debate has been there for quite some time, sir, and internationally also the process that they follow is they keep the aviation air ticket mechanism as a very deregulated sector, because that is how the whole sector moves forward. That is how there is a win-win situation for everyone. The market plays its game, and everyone gets facilitated in the process, and this is an international procedure. Nowhere in the world, any country has been regulating the air prices and seeing a progress in aviation. Everyone has a very deregulated sector only. And in fact, in our country also, at one point of time, there was a regulation on the airfares through the Air Corporations Act. Now, when was this Air Corporations Act taken out? It was in the year 1994 that the then government, that the then leaders thought, if the aviation needs a real push, then we have to deregulate, and that is when the deregulation happened. In 1994, the Air Corporations Act was taken away, in which it was mentioned that air caps need to be capped. So after that, it has been a free market. It has been a market with a dynamic airfare mechanism happening. And now, if you see, I have another report also, because many reports have mentioned, and we have done, I have also been thoroughly studying on the airfare mechanism. And we within the ministry, I would like to tell the whole House and the people of this country that from the ministry, we also monitor the prices. We have a tariff monitoring unit under our DGCA, which thoroughly looks after each and every fare that is happening in the country. And there is a liability on the airlines also. Before they decide on a price for a certain route or for a certain sector, they have to send it to us in the DGCA. Now, there was a circular before in 2010 when this price mechanism had to be sent to the ministry, and they were given a 1-month time period. That if for the next month, what are you going to charge? On the first day of this month, you have to tell the ministry itself that how much you are going to charge for, okay, so many seats in this bucket, so many seats in this bucket. It is a mechanism that they follow. But in that very circular, which was released in 2010, there was also a condition saying that within 24 hours, you can change the prices again. That seemed to be a little bit favoring to the airlines or favoring to dynamically change at a much faster pace. Now, we in this government, we are committed to bring the affordability factor. Now we wanted to see how best we can do. So we are removing that clause. We are just keeping it for 1 month. So whatever fare is there, within 1 month, they have to address it to us. And we feel this kind of mechanism is going to address a little bit about the irregularities that we see in the airfares. Now, airfares, many of the members have spoken. And also one other thing I have to mention is that when the airfares, the biggest chunk of the airfare goes to the fuel price. And for the fuel price, I don't know how many people know or not, but these are the fuel prices, the taxes on that. The VAT on the fuel price is being decided by the states itself. And we, from the ministry, proactively trying to address this air price issue, we have constantly written to all the states, and some states have obliged. Some states realize that even if we reduce the VAT, some have done it to the 1% also, and they've kept it below 4%. And when they have done this, it is ultimately going to, even if they lose a little bit of revenue from this taxing, they're ultimately going to promote the aviation. So it is going to be a win-win situation, and a lot of people done. But West Bengal, Delhi, these are states, Tamil Nadu, these are states which carry very high VAT percentage. So people from these states who would have raised about this air prices issue, I would once again make a very proactive approach to all of you that you speak to the state governments there. And if you can get the VAT reduced in that, that is going to reduce the price, because 45% of the price of the ticket is because of the fuel prices. So if you cut down on the VAT there, then definitely it is going to bring down the prices furthermore. So that is one request that I would want to make to all the MPs who represent the states, and they could speak to the state governments. And like I've said, the tariff monitoring unit is there. One key observation that we have found about this 24 hours, we want to change, we want to move into that direction. And we are comparing all the air prices of last year, previous year, because we also want to find a trend. Now, air prices, because it is a market-oriented system, whenever you see a festival, or whenever you see some kind of huge event happening in a certain region, or whenever there seems to be a huge inflow and outflow of passengers because of some activity that is happening there, then definitely the market seems to push it, the demand increases, and suddenly because of the demand, the prices also try to creep up. So we have tried to observe, because in Lok Sabha, when I was presenting this bill, this issue has been flagged over there also. And in fact, our Honorable Speaker of the House, he has also mentioned and suggested that we should speak with the airlines and do it. And we have done that also in the month of August. We have sat down with the airlines. We have sensitized them about this problem, that this is not a government problem or anything, this is a people's problem. It has been raised in the House, and our Honorable Speaker has also mentioned about it. So according to that, we have met the airlines, we have sensitized them, and then after the season, the Diwali season has been done, we have observed that in the previous Diwali, 2023, 2 days prior to the Diwali season, and now 2 days prior to this, the major sectors between the metros and the major connectivity points where huge traffic flows, the prices have reduced from 2% to the tune of 42%. This is something just by proactively reacting to the suggestions that you have given and interacting with the airlines and sensitizing that, we'll be thoroughly monitoring the air prices. And if there is anything, because we all have the rules right now, that if anything happens out of the rules, then we can penalize them also. So we are making the tariff monitoring unit system more and more robust, so that they can't act according to their whims and fancies, and they feel like they're in a closed room and they can do whatever they want. We are keeping a watchful eye on them, and we are moving one step at a time. And we want to ensure that जो हवाई चप्पल से हवाई जहाज का सफर जो है, वो अभी तक आधा तो सच हो गया है, और पूरी तरह से इसमें और लोगों को शामिल करने का जो ये है वो आगे करते रहेंगे और ये हमारे वादा है सरकार की तरफ से. And on top of this, airfares, there was also an issue of bomb threats also. And if you look at the bomb threats, it was during a specific period. There were multiple instances before also. Once in a while, these were happening. But from 10th October to 24th November, there was sudden surge and so many threats happening on the social media, especially on Twitter, and some were through calls and all. So first thing I want to tell the House is that for us as a ministry, safety and security is the topmost priority. Now the threat can be a hoax threat or it can be a fake threat. But for us, once a threat is received, we have to follow the protocol because we can't put any life at risk just based on assumptions or based on what we think the threat could be. So in that time, we have increased the security, overall surveillance, overall security measures that we need to take. On one step, we have improved. And we have kept the mechanism very, very dynamic. So whatever we have learned while doing these threats, while addressing these threats, whatever good feedback that came in, through the ministry, through the BCAS, through MHA, through MITI, all these departments combined together, we have tried to address this problem as a dynamic situation. And overall, the flights, only 3.24 of the threats that were received, 3.24% of the flights only got diverted. So much of this thing we were able to address, and we were trying to get down the inconvenience faced by the passengers to the very minimum. That was one dynamic approach which we followed during the bomb threats. But I agree that this can't keep happening all the time. Now, they can't keep taking advantage of this situation that we are going to check each and every plane whenever a threat is received, and they can't do all these hoax threats because all the threats we received were hoax threats. We thoroughly followed the process, and nowhere we found that there was any real threat. But as we move forward, we understand that this couldn't follow, so we are making some legislative changes also on this. We have aircraft security rules, and through these aircraft security rules, what we are trying to bring in is a legislation change where whoever found guilty of doing this will be put under no-fly list. So this is one approach that we are taking, so at least it becomes a deterrent. Because 3 instances, we have found out that there have been 11 different IDs that have been used through social media, and the police, especially Mumbai police and Delhi police, they have made some attempts to catch some people also. And they have found out that one person who was going after this, he had some kind of personal grudge against the person who was flying on that flight. So for that reason, he puts in a threat on social media that there is a bomb on the plane. So with these kind of using it for very petty pranking styles or just not understanding the whole seriousness about the air travel and the security that we follow, we don't want people to step into that direction of using the aviation sector as doing for these pranksters. So to put a deterrent, we are changing the aircraft security rules and making the no-fly list for these people who do these kind of activities. And also there is another act. Now people have mentioned, why don't you put it in this act also? But under the civil aviation, we have another act, which is the Swastika Act, Safety Suppression of Unlawful Acts Against Safety of Civil Aviation. This is another act which specifically deals with these offenses and unlawful activities regarding the plane. And we found that that can be strengthened a little bit. So we are going into amend that law. We are bringing in slightly more stringent clause into that act itself, which will address the concern that has been raised today. So in very quick time, we would like to bring it to the House also so that the amendment that is proposed in the Swastika Act can also get passed, and that is regarding the bomb threats we are facing. And on top of that, there are some other, in the very beginning, Digiyatra, privacy concerns, and it keeps coming under questions also, but I have to say that regarding the Digiyatra, almost 3 crore people have used it till now. They find it very, very convenient because what takes through the CISF security, what takes like 20 to 25 seconds, with the usage of this Digiyatra, it becomes 5 seconds for them to cross gate to gate. And it has been put at multiple points. One is at the entry of the airport, then there is the security check-in and the boarding gate thing. So at these 3 points, we are using these Digiyatra systems. And first and foremost, Digiyatra is a totally voluntary system. It's not a mandatory that we are pushing it onto the people or the passengers. Whoever feels that it is convenient for me to use the Digiyatra, only he gets to use it. And how do we address the privacy? There is a certain audit on this. There is a forensic audit which has been done. And everyone has pointed out that no privacy threat is being done by the Digiyatra. And whatever whatever the information that is stored in the DigiYatra system, it gets purged. Once you use DigiYatra, the whole information about the Aadhaar or whatever details you put in, it gets stored on your phone itself. It doesn't go to any other place. Only when you put in the boarding card, the airport gets notified that you're traveling through this airport at this time. So within a stipulated time, the information goes to the airport, so that when you reach the gate, the airport has that information. And once you cross and once you've traveled from that airport, the data gets purged in itself. So there is no place which stores all your data. And if there is a data threat that needs to happen, all the people who use DigiYatra, all the phones need to be hacked. Now 800, so many phones, whoever DigiYatra is using, they all need to be hacked consistently. But otherwise, there is no one place where all the DigiYatra systems get, the data gets stored. So there is no privacy concern in that. And other than that, drones and advanced air mobility, I'm very happy that people are also seeing that aviation has many other sectors. Otherwise, people feel that we only deal with the airplanes. But whatever is there in the space, whatever utilizes the space, any kind of vehicle that utilizes the space, it all comes under the Ministry of Civil Aviation. And we have defined this thoroughly in the Act itself. And much of it, because this is a very robust industry, the rules need to be consistently changed, the airspaces, it's an international affair, and all of these coming together, then you need to have a very robust mechanism that somewhere, like I've said in the opening speech also, the International Civil Aviation Organization, which speaks with its under 193 member countries and continuously recommends us on what the protocols need to be, what the requirements need to be. So not every time once they say that, acha, ye karo, then I can't bring everything to the parliament. So we are bringing in the Principal Act, in the Principal Act itself, we are saying, let us have the authority to make these rules little more strongly. And once we do that, the rules can follow according to the recommendations that we receive. And just like how we have rules for the passengers, rules, safety requirements for the aircraft, similarly, we have made rules for the drones also, and we are stepping into making rules for advanced air mobility vehicles. And you'll all be very surprised and excited also within 1 year, because a lot of research is going into advanced air mobility. This is something which is very exciting for a country like India, where from the airport to coming into the city, when you're in these metro cities, everywhere you find this challenge. A small traffic jam and you're stuck for 1 hour or 2 hours coming home from the airport itself. And that is where these advanced air mobility vehicles, this is the electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles, which is going to be a new invention which is happening across the world, and people are building these prototypes and trying to form the rules around it. And India is not far behind. We have already said if you want to build a vertiport from where these vehicles need to take off, we have already, from the DGCA, we have designed the rules for that. And airworthiness of this aircraft that we are going to build, we have designed the rules for that. So step by step, whatever needs to be done, we are consistently speaking with the industry and forming the rules so that by 2026 in the beginning, when the industry says we have the vehicle ready so that we can use it, we are ready with the rules from the Ministry of Civil Aviation. So we are strongly pursuing that path. We have not left it behind. And if you say that it's not there present in the Act itself, according to the definition of the aircraft, it comes under this Act, and we are forming the rules subsequently so that all those things need to get addressed. And a lot of people have also mentioned about their local airports or the airports of the region. Some new airports, some need to be developed, some need the capacity augmentation, and so many other things. And to address each and individual one, it will be very difficult, but I assure each and every one, you can come and see me, you can discuss about your airport with me, I'll be available to meet, and everyone across the tables. Our intention is not to do politics with any airport. Our intention is to promote aviation and do the best to the people of this country so that everyone who aspires to be on that plane has a very convenient, affordable and accessible air travel. That is the thing. And one, out of my respect to our ex-Prime Minister, who is also here, and I should appreciate the commitment he has at this age also, coming here and sitting for so many hours, and for the reply and mentioning about the airport, that he is so passionate about the Hassan airport, and we are going to take it seriously from our side. It is an airport which is being developed with the help of the state government of Karnataka, and I've got the details regarding it, and it is the physical progress of the Hassan airport is up to 60.21% today. Financial progress is 56.51%, and the project completion date is April 2025. As a minister, I'll be constantly pursuing with the state government itself so that it gets done in the stipulated time. And your dream of having a very good airport in Hassan, not just for this thing, but for also catering for the demands of the farmers there, definitely we would want to make it a reality as early as possible. And from our side, we'll provide all the support. And this goes without saying to all the members who have mentioned about airports also. Our intention is to make as many airports as possible, because now we see the aspirations have grown. Now, each and every district, earlier what used to be like the capital airport of a state, wherever the capital was there, people were expecting one airport there. But now I'm seeing that people, even though there is an airport within 100 and 150 kilometer radius, they feel like they are entitled to one airport in their own district itself. ये सोच में जो बदलाव आया, ये हमारे नरेंद्र मोदी जी से आया है कि हर जिले में every district can afford their own airport. It is with this movement that we have gone forward. And definitely, we will keep continuing it. And all the requests that we are getting, we are going to do it. Now, we have to also realize that building an airport, the ease with which we are doing it today, we might not be able to do it tomorrow, because the land availability will not be so easy. So whoever wants to build an airport, whoever wants to see an airport built in their space, they need to actively pursue with the state government. They need to get into discussion with them. They need to pursue the land. They need to capture.
Please.
Why?
Please.
No, you are traveling. Kerala has taken full. Kerala state has fully utilized the aviation sector like no other state. I appreciate all the efforts they have done. No other state has.
Please.
Let me speak, sir. No other state has 3 points of call. Only Kerala has it. And it is with respect to the people there who travel abroad for many things, we have given 3 points of call. Kannur also we have international thing. There is a strong request for points of call. And like you have said, we are not doing it by like and unlike of this thing. No points of call has been given, but we are thoroughly moving into that direction to see where else we have to do. Points of call, and definitely Kannur is a very important airport for us also. Whatever best needs to be done there, we will provide all the support based on what the state government is asking, and the people's demands also. Definitely we will do the best from our side also, so that the aspirations of the people there are met. I know it is a very important demand, but we have to collectively, collectively look at all these things, sir. And overall, there are these kind of demands originating from other states also, and looking at the country as a whole. And how do we connect it with international sectors? Because a lot of the airports that we have built now have the international status also. They are requiring flights to start international all those things, we'll collectively look at India as one big aviation hub, and then how to promote all these places. We'll take one considerable decision, and all the, even if it feels that I haven't addressed any issue in particular, my team and myself, we have noted down all the points, and I am going to reach out individually to all the people who have mentioned here, and definitely make sure that each and every issue that has been mentioned through the bill is going to get addressed, sir. And we are really, really committed to take aviation to another level. One important closing comment that we want to make is we have been talking about a lot of the air traffic connectivity and how we bring more people into air travel network. But what we are really trying to address through the act itself is how do we improve the job creation and economic activity also. The multiplier effect that we have in this is 1 rupee spent creates 3 rupees of economic activity. One job that we create in aviation creates up to 6 to 15 times jobs in the direct and indirect sector in aviation. That is the potential we have. And how do we tap into it? We create India as a state of design. We create India as a state of maintenance, as a state of manufacture. Once we get these terms flowing, once you get that mindset flowing, we will become the country where we can produce our own aircraft, not only for the domestic demands of the country, but we promote it so that people, other countries also come to us and buy aircrafts which are made in India. That is the real Atmanirbhar Bharat that we want to address. And by that, we want to create more jobs in this sector, sir. And that is where the core ideology of this bill lies. And I'm sure that each and everyone appreciates this kind of mindset. And I'd like to thank each and everyone for all the support they have given in this bill. And I'm sure once this bill becomes an act, it is going to let us really fly and touch the skies in the aviation that India wants to reach. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Now the question. Now the question is that the Bharatiya Vayuyan Vidhayak 2024, as passed by Lok Sabha, be taken into consideration. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. We shall now take up clause by clause consideration of the bill. Clauses 2 and 3 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clauses 2 and 3 are adopted. Clause 4 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment, number 5 by Dr. John Britas. Are you moving the amendment? John Britas ji, are you moving?
Sir, under protest, I am moving the amendment.
Okay. So the amendment has been moved. Amendment moved. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendment is negative. I shall now put the clause 4 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The clause 4 is adopted. Clause 5 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment, number 10 by Dr. V. Sivasan. Are you moving the amendment?
Yes, sir. Very strongly, I am moving.
Moving. So the amendment has been moved. Amendment moved. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendment is negative. I shall now put clause 5 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 5 is adopted. Clauses 6 to 8 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clauses 6 to 8 are adopted. Clause 9 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment, number 11 by Dr. V. Sivasan. Are you moving?
Yes, sir. I am moving.
So the amendment has been moved. Amendment moved. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendment is negative. I shall now put the clause 9 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The clause 9 is adopted. Clause 10 stands part of the bill. There are 3 amendments. Number 2 and 3 by Dr. Fauzia Khan. Are you moving the amendment?
Yes, sir, I'm moving the amendment.
So amendment has been moved. Number 6 by Dr. John Britas. Are you moving the amendment?
Sir, I am moving the amendment.
So amendment has been moved. Amendments moved by both members. I shall first put the amendments moved by Dr. Fauzia Khan to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendments are negative. I shall now put the amendment moved by Dr. John Britas to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendment is negative. I shall now put the clause 10 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 10 is adopted. Clauses 11 to 19 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clauses 11 to 19 are adopted. Clause 20 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment, number 7 by Dr. John Britas. Are you moving the amendment?
Sir, I am moving the amendment.
So amendment has been moved. Amendment moved. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it, the amendment is negative. I shall now put the clause 20 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The clause 20 is adopted. Clauses 21 and 22 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clauses 21 and 22 are adopted. Clause 23 stands part of the bill. There are two amendments. Number 12 and 13 by Dr. V. Sivasan. Are you moving the amendment?
Yes, sir.
I
am moving. Sir.
So amendments has been moved. Amendments moved. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendments are negative. I shall now put the clause 23 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The clause 23 is adopted. Clause 24 stands part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 24 is adopted. Clause 25 stands part of the bill. There is one amendment. Number 14 by Dr. V. Sivasan. Are you moving the amendment?
Yes, sir, I am moving.
The amendment has been moved. Amendment moved. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendment is negative. I shall now put the clause 25 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The clause 25 is adopted. Clauses 26 to 43 stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clauses 26 to 43 are adopted. Clause 1 stands part of the bill. There are 5 amendments. Number 1 by Sri S. Niranjan Reddy. Are you moving the amendment? Yes. So the amendment has been moved. Number 4 by Dr. John Britas. Are you moving the amendment?
Sir, I am moving the amendment. Very important.
Number 8 by Sri A. Rahim. Are you moving the amendment?
Yes, sir, I am moving the amendment.
Number 9 by Dr. V. Sivasan. Are you moving the amendment?
Yes, sir, I am moving the amendment.
Number 15 by Sri Santosh Kumar P. Are you moving the amendment? So all amendments have been moved. Amendments moved. I shall first put the amendment moved by Sri S. Niranjan Reddy to vote. Please बैठकर आप बात ना करें आपस में. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendment is negative. I shall now put the amendment moved by Dr. John Britas to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendment is negative. I shall now put the amendment moved by Sri A. Rahim to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendment is negative. I shall now put the amendment moved by Dr. V. Sivasan to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendment is negative. I shall now put the amendment moved by Sri Santosh Kumar P. to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the noes have it, the noes have it, the noes have it. The amendment is negative. I shall now put the clause 1 to vote. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Clause 1 is adopted. Enacting formula, honorable place. The enacting formula, please take your seat. Please take your seat. Please go back to your seats. Please go back to your seats. Please, the enacting formula and the title stand part of the bill. Those in favor will please say aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The enacting formula and the title are adopted. Shri K. Ramohan Rai Naidu to move that the bill be passed.
Sir, I now move that the bill be passed.
Motion moved that the bill be passed. The question is that the bill be passed. Those in favor will please say aye. Aye. Those against will please say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The bill is passed. Honorable members, now special mentions, कृपया अपनी सीट पर बैठे रहें. माननीय श्री सतनाम सिंह संधू जी, डिमांड फॉर रिस्टोरेशन ऑफ सिख रेफरेंस लाइब्रेरी, प्लीज.
थैंक यू सो मच सर.
आप पंजाबी में बोलें.
धन्यवाद, मुझे पंजाबी में बोलने का आपने परमिशन दिया. चेयरमैन साहब, मैं सिख रेफरेंस लाइब्रेरी श्री दरबार साहब ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਅਹਿਮ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਸਦਨ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ. 13ਵੀਂ ਸਦੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਾਰਸੀ ਇਤਿਹਾਸਕਾਰ ਮਿਨਹਾਸ ਅਲ ਸਿਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਨਾਲੰਦਾ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਬਖਤਿਆਰ ਖਿਲਜੀ ਦੇ ਹਮਲੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਨਾਲੰਦਾ ਤਬਾਹ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਗਿਆਨ ਦੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਥਾ ਨੂੰ ਸਾੜ ਕੇ ਰਾਖ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ, ਜੋ ਪੂਰੀ ਮਾਨਵਤਾ ਦਾ ਮਾਰਗਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਦੀ ਸੀ. ਅਜਿਹਾ ਹੀ ਕੁਝ 1984 ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਇਆ. ਸ੍ਰੀ ਦਰਬਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ ਹਮਲੇ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਸਿੱਖ ਰੈਫਰੈਂਸ ਲਾਇਬ੍ਰੇਰੀ ਦੇ ਇਤਿਹਾਸਕ
Honorable members, please go back to your seat.
ਪਹੁੰਚਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ.
Please, house ਚਲਾ, please. ਹਾਂ ਬੋਲੇ.
ਲਾਇਬ੍ਰੇਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਨ, ਸੰਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਭਗਤਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਲਿਖੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਦੁਰਲੱਭ ਰਚਨਾਵਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਲਿਖਤ ਸਰੂਪਾਂ ਸਮੇਤ ਵਿਸ਼ਾਲ ਧਾਰਮਿਕ ਤੇ ਸਾਹਿਤਕ ਪੁਸਤਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਅਨਮੋਲ ਸਰਮਾਇਆ ਸੀ, ਜੋ ਹਮਲੇ ਦੇ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਨੁਕਸਾਨਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਜਾਂ ਜ਼ਬਤ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਗਿਆ. ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਐਕਸਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਅਤੇ SGPC ਦੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਲਾਇਬ੍ਰੇਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ 12,613 ਦੁਰਲੱਭ ਪੁਸਤਕਾਂ ਅਤੇ 512 ਹੱਥ ਲਿਖਤ ਬੀਡ ਸਨ. 1984 ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ SGPC ਸਮੇਤ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰਮੁੱਖ ਧਾਰਮਿਕ ਸੰਸਥਾਵਾਂ ਇਹ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਉਠਾਉਂਦੀਆਂ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਹਨ, ਪਰ ਹਾਲੇ ਤੱਕ ਇਸ 'ਤੇ ਅਸਮੰਜਸ ਬਣਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ. ਮੈਂ ਮੰਗ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਮੁੱਦੇ 'ਤੇ ਸਥਿਤੀ ਸਪਸ਼ਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਵੇ, ਸ਼ੰਕਾ ਨਿਵਰਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਅਤੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਰੈਫਰੈਂਸ ਲਾਇਬ੍ਰੇਰੀ ਦੇ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਸਾਰੇ ਦਸਤਾਵੇਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲਾਇਬ੍ਰੇਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੂਬਹੂ ਸਥਾਪਿਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ. ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ.
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ. माननीय श्री संजीव अरोड़ा, नीड फॉर अर्जेंट एक्शन अगेंस्ट द प्रोपोगेशन ऑफ सुपरस्टिशियस बिलीफ्स, नॉट प्रेजेंट. माननीय श्री बाबू भाई जयसंग भाई देसाई, कंसर्न ओवर वाइड स्प्रेड यूज ऑफ सब स्टैंडर्ड एंड एडल्ट्रेटेड मटेरियल्स इन कंस्ट्रक्शन प्रोजेक्ट्स.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, निर्माण सामग्री से मिलावट की वजह से आज हमारे देश के बुनियादी ढांचों की बुनियाद को खतरा पहुंच रहा है. अधिकतम निर्माण परियोजनाओं में घटिया और मिलावटी सामग्री का व्यापक उपयोग गंभीर परिणाम देता है. रेत सप्लायर जो रेत सप्लाई कर रहे हैं वह टिकाऊ और मजबूत न होने के से निर्माणाधीन वस्तु का लाइफ घट रहा है. इसके अलावा मिलावट से भारी आर्थिक नुकसान होता है, क्योंकि घटिया सामग्री से सभी इमारतों को बार बार मरम्मत और अंततः पुनः निर्माण की आवश्यकता होती है. इससे न केवल करदाताओं पर बोझ पड़ता है, बल्कि हमारे देश की प्रगति भी प्रभावित होती है. इससे इमारतों, पुलों और सड़कों की सुरक्षा को और स्थायित्व को खतरा उत्पन्न हो रहा है, जिससे अनगिनत लोगों की जान जोखिम में पड़ रही है. इमारतों, पुल गिरने के